what it is, what time it is, and all of the above. It's your boy Big Ghost Rider, man. You know what I'm saying? Legal Wars Live, man. We in here. It's Monday morning, so it's a brand new morning. We got a fresh new day, a fresh new start. It is February the 9th. Of course, 2026, guys. If y'all don't know, and this is your first time here, I thank you for stopping in, joining in, being with your boy Ghost Rider this morning. Montan, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing? If you guys have not liked the video, please like the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Jump down in the comments and let your voice be heard. That's what I'm going to start at this morning. Because y'all, this morning, I'm going to start the live stream. As y'all come into the live stream, y'all please say good morning, say hello. Like, look, this Jeffrey Epstein story, this is a story that people have been interested in. The American public is very interested in this story. You see what I'm saying? They have new information came out. Who is that? Ahmad? Good morning, Ahmad. If you guys haven't liked the video, please double tap the screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Look, guys, so there's new information came out. New people, like a long laundry list of people that are on the Epstein list. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So there's a laundry list of people who are on the Epstein list. That being said, I apologize, guys. That being said, this morning, we just going to go over the list of people on the names on the list. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying the people that we look up to as our leaders, they're freaks. They're weirdos. They're they're pedophiles, leaders. I'm saying who let's be real. Do we want the truth, Donnie, or do we live in a fantasy land? Because in the real life, Donnie, you seen all the names on the list. We're going to start going over some of the names and some of the things that were alleged that they done. It's unbelievable. The people that we look up to as our leaders, our stars, I'm talking about, think of the names. R. Kelly, Michael Jackson was accused. Our stars. You see what I'm saying? Mike Tyson was accused. Politicians. One of the Kennedys was accused of rape. So those are things that we are aware of or we know. I'm talking about behind the scenes, the things that we aren't aware of and we don't even know of. Donnie, y'all seen the list? We finna start going over the things that they were accused of doing, man. It's unbelievable. I'm saying to sit there and try to focus on President Trump. President Trump's name and some of the stuff he was accused of, that's not the most salacious stuff on that list, guys. When I heard some of this stuff, I was like, it's unbelievable. It's like, it's so grimy. How can you make it up? And these are the people that we look up to, our leaders. Donnie says, good morning, Ghost. As a Christian, I welcome an actual Christian nation of giving freely and taxation disguised as food donation. Yes, I agree with that, Donnie, as well. But today, in particular, I want to talk about that Epstein list as it relates to America and our claim to be a Christian nation. There's no way you got a Christian nation. I'm talking about Jeffrey Epstein was probably one of the most popular people, guys. He had parties and I'm serious. Who didn't bump and rub shoulders with Jeffrey Epstein? We finna find it out. Woody Allen, in September 2025, interview with the Sunday Times, Allen called Epstein charming and personable. Woody Allen, how many of us know Woody Allen this morning? He calling a pedophile. And the thing is, they know that Jeffrey a pedophile by this time. He calling him personable and charming. He said, describing dinners attended by college professors, scientists, and Nobel lecturers. These are our leaders, America, and they hanging with a known pedophile. scientists, college professors. This ain't my words. You can't get mad at me. This the Epstein Files. Woody Allen. He helped Epstein helped Allen and Preven's daughter get into Bragg College. And show communications between the Indian businessman and Jeffrey Epstein. Man, I'm talking about, come on, man. Your boy Woody Allen. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Y'all get down in the comments, man. We gonna talk about it this morning because we got some accusations. Steve Bannon. What? No, not Steve Bannon. How many of us know Steve Bannon? Donnie, you know Steve Bannon? Steve Bannon, what you doing on the Epstein file? The people, the men that we look up to. You will never hear about Ghost's name on no Epstein file. Ain't nobody finna come out publicly and accuse me of nothing, not publicly. Because they probably lying. But everybody got a lie. And look, ain't nobody, I'm not saying any of these men are guilty or doing anything, but it's just who want their name on the Epstein file? Who want their name on the Epstein list? The fact that you are hanging with this dude, he having parties, you know what kind of parties he having, man. Come on, man. It ain't no way. How many of us went to a party and we didn't hear about the person's house or the host or who was holding it? You know, you kind of know. If that party house, see, I went to a lot of parties when I was in high school. If that person had parties all the time, you would know, hey, this such house. Y'all know such having a blowout this weekend. Oh, yeah, her such parents out of town. Well, I'm saying your boy Steve Bannon, what's up? Well, look, Steve Bannon, he might not have done nothing. The documents included thousands of text messages between the alt-right populace and Epstein. If Steve Bannon say he a Christian, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know about Woody Allen, but if your name on this list and you saying you a Christian, I'm gonna get to a point in the end. Christian nationalism. We got people walking around faking Christianity saying that they Christians and they name on the Epstein list. How you a Christian and you hanging with a known pedophile? A known pedophile. Particularly between 2018 and 2019, the messages show the two discussing efforts to influence international geopolitics. Well, I'm saying, guys, do we hold against Bannon because Bannon having conversations? I'm saying we gotta admit Jeffrey Epstein, he had a name at that time. Some people say Jeffrey Epstein worked for like intelligence, maybe the CIA, maybe the Mossad. Who knows? But definitely he had to work for some kind of government, something, in order for him to get the protection and be rubbing shoulders with the type of people he was rubbing shoulders with. So maybe Steve Bannon on the phone with him talking about politics. You see what I'm saying? Hold up. Epstein offered Bannon the use of a Paris apartment, a Palm Beach house, and his planes on multiple occasions, the two dying frequently. See, that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. It ain't no accusation. It's so many men that we gonna go over whose name is on this list. So you can't make no accusations and say that one of these men was sleeping with underage girls because they was talking to Jeffrey Epstein about doing a business deal. Or they were talking about Jeffrey Epstein about geopolitical issues. That's not meaning that you a pedophile, but you a pedophile. Well, we talking about, we looking for the men who went to the parties. That's who we looking for. Guys, y'all might know some of these men. Todd Bowley. Who is Todd Bowley? He is the chairman of Chelsea FC, part owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay. So the businessmen, they were having email correspondence. You know what I'm saying? He gave him $75,000 in unsolicited donations. That's Epstein. See, some of these people, man, it's like they might be on this Epstein list, man, but it's like you could read what they did or what they're accused of, and it's really not that bad. Tell me what I'm wrong, Donnie. I mean, for y'all guys who are familiar with the list, we gonna get to the names of the people and what they did. It's astounding. But I'm just working my way to it. Richard Branson. We all know Richard Branson. 2013 email exchange between Bronson and Epstein suggested a familiar relationship built at least in part in their interest in women. Now this is a little more sticky. The Virgin Group founder wrote to Epstein, anytime you're in the area, we'll love to see you as long as you bring your Harlem. See, that don't sound good, Richard Bronson. That don't sound good. Because I'm saying you telling a man who recruits, kidnaps, and tortures children. I'm saying he didn't say, hey, make sure, hey, listen, Jeffrey, when you bring your girls now, make sure they over 18. What's the law? 18? He should be saying 21. But the law might be 18. So whatever it is legally, the morality of it, we could talk about on the Christian nationalism part. But I'm talking about as far as these men, Richard Bronson might not be saying he a Christian. So you can't really judge him by nothing but the law. So as far as the law goes, 18, but I'm saying he didn't say that. He said, bring your Harlem. They had a group business meeting. Epstein had arrived with 3 adult women who he called his Harlem. There we go. So Richard Bronson, you safe, man, with ghostwriter. 3 adult women that he called his Harlem. See, so Richard Bronson, he might have just been looking to see what Jeffrey got. You see what I'm saying? I know I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire. Why I'm going to be calling this dude that's a pedophile to bring me some girls? That's what seemed weird. Why I'm going to call a pedophile? I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire, I'm a whoever. I'm not going to be hanging with the pedophile. I'm saying even if you like, why you know that's going to end up being a situation, man. The next name we gonna call on the list, it's a bunch of people I'm skipping through, but I'm calling names that we probably familiar with. Bill Clinton. See, y'all might be down in the comments. Y'all might be on some political stuff. I'm not on nothing political. I'm talking about left, right, Republican, and Democrat. All of our leaders in America, that's what I'm talking about. The people that we look up to, that person you thinking that you looking up to. This is just a clear example. They're not what you think they are. The documents included frequent communications between Maxwell and Clinton staffers between 2001 and 2004. What I don't like about communicating with Maxwell, because we know Maxwell was the one who was bringing the girls to Jeffrey. A period during which the former president traveled on Epstein's plane at least 16 times. Bill, you was on Epstein's plane at least 16 times. The former president would like to attend a dinner. Some emails between Maxwell and Clinton office addresses were flirtatious. Old Bill Clinton, he probably was hitting on, he done hit on Maxwell too. He hitting on Maxwell too. Clinton spokesperson stated that the president did not send any of those emails, and he never emailed outside of the 2 occasions during his presidency. Oh, so that's your story, Mr. Bill Clinton. Mr. Bill Clinton said he ain't never emailed Jeffrey. Y'all, what y'all believe? I never had sexual relations with that woman. See, the thing is when, look, so let's just say it like this. Depending heard, I think this was academics. This is what motivated me to do this content this morning. I heard academics say, y'all, as the time goes on, the list is going to grow and there's more names. There's names being added. There's names from all kinds of cultures, all kinds of walks of life, not just white men on the list. It's black men on the list. We're going to get to it. Some black stars on the list now. So it's names being added to the list. As the list grows, there's people who have their favorites. You know, I like Elon. You see what I'm saying? So you tell me Elon name on the Epstein list, somebody gonna be like, hey man, you can't be that tight with somebody who hanging that gal pound with a pedophile. Cause I'm saying everybody, as the list grows, it's more and more names. Some of your people, some people that you don't, some people that you like or you fond of, they names on that list too. You feel what I'm saying? It's unbelievable. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys right now. This is about this whole situation with this Epstein, the whole situation with this Epstein file is about, y'all hold on just a second. This is about the men who are faking in America. They faking. These people saying they Christian nations. Now, I'm not even getting I hadn't even got halfway to all the names that we gonna get to. But these people, we saying we living in a Christian nation, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? And how many prominent names we have on the Epstein list, bro? We got to deal with the truth. You can't be going around contradicting people. And God say that if you got how many, you got to make sure your house clean now before you talk about people. And I'm saying this, all our famous people and all our stars. I'm not even calling half the names on this list. I'm just calling the people that we know of. Now, if we know of Bill Clinton, y'all, well, we know of Bill Clinton. How many people in this stream don't think that Bill Clinton partied on Jeffrey Epstein's island with Jeffrey Epstein, doing some unspeakable things? How many of us don't believe that he did? Because this next person I'm going to tell you about, Bill Cosby, if I tell you Bill Cosby went to Epstein Island, you're going to think, y'all going to think Bill Cosby, y'all going to be like, oh yeah, we know old Bill was down there doing unspeakable ungodliness. Well, I'm saying, why wouldn't you think Bill Clinton unless you find a Bill Clinton? Because I'm saying, if he said he flew on the man plane 16 times, and Bill Clinton saying he never emailed him, Bill Clinton and lied to us before about other stuff. I don't judge. I'm not going to judge him off of something I already know. Because like I said, when he was president, he was accused of doing some salacious stuff. And he still, the American people, it didn't matter with Bill Clinton. Some people it matters with, some people it don't. Some people it hold heavy with, some people it don't. I'm saying all of our leaders and the people that we look up to, the majority of them, you got somebody you know, you like, and you inspire to that's on this list. We want to sit there and talk about like it's President Trump when documents show that Bill Cosby and Jeffrey Epstein corresponded and that Epstein had invited Cosby to dinner parties. Now, if you just getting invited and you don't go, it seemed like if you got a name, he gonna invite you. He want to get some stuff on you. Then closely follow Cosby's sexually assault cases in 2015. You see what I'm saying? He tried to buy his house and then he unsuccessfully bought it. David Copperfield, he was on it. This is what I'm saying. If it's how many of us in the live stream that think that Jeffrey Epstein was like a spy for the Mossad or for the CIA? How many of y'all think that he worked with the Mossad or the CIA? If he worked with the Mossad or the CIA, because one thing I'm noticing when I'm reading everything, it's like Epstein is inviting them. I know your party might be an invite only party, but I'm saying Epstein is inviting them. So I'm saying if he worked for the Mossad or the CIA, maybe they were inviting him to see if the guys would go. Maybe if they were inviting him because they wanted to film him having sex with underage girls and get who knows what's going on. But I'm saying Alan Dershowitz, he on the list. Sarah Ferguson, she on the list. Our next name I want to discuss is Bill Gates, though. That's unbelievable, bro. That's heartbreaking. Think about the millions. You know, Bill Gates was like one of our first like super rich guys in my generation that we knew of. You know how the young people, when we say Elon today, well, when we talked about, I'm 45, y'all. When we talked about a rich man back in our day, it was like Bill Gates. Everything was Bill Gates. Think about the millions of Americans that look up to him or he influenced. And I'm saying, like, the release contained draft emails written between Epstein in 2013 addressed to his own account, which made loose allegations about Gates. It was not clear whether Epstein ever sent the emails to Gates. So some people might conspiracy theory say, hey, he didn't send the emails to Gates. Those emails were just planted or they were just put there. Who knows why the emails weren't sent? I'm just saying, why is Bill Gates' name on here and it's not Steve Jobs or is Bill Gates' name? Oh, you saying the Trump administration is targeting Bill Gates? Let's keep reading and see if that's what's going on. Gates called the claims absolutely absurd and completely false and stated they demonstrate Epstein's frustration that he did not have an ongoing relationship with Gates. Oh, so you did know or speak of him? Because I'm saying he couldn't, and nobody ever say that ghostwriter name is in there. The emails allege that Gates had tried to surreptitiously give medication for sexually transmitted diseases to his then wife, Melissa French Gates. Man, that's unbelievable. And that's so salacious. Joe Gibbs, how many of y'all football fans? Oh yeah, Melissa French Gates. Draft emails between Epstein alleged that Bill Gates had tried to give medication for STDs to his then wife, Melissa French Gates. Melissa French Gates responded to the documents filed by saying they fill her with unbelievable sadness. What do you guys believe? I'm saying, like, guys, all of this stuff probably isn't true. I'm going to be real with you. So it's going to be up to you on what you believe. But I'm saying, like, furthermore, number two, and if they're not implicated, or there's nothing there to where any of these people could be charged, I'm saying, but the American people still wanted to know if your famous person or the person if you love, if their name was on the Epstein list. Who else we got on the Epstein list? Reid Hoffman, Jack Horner, Michael Jackson, y'all. See, some of y'all, when I say Michael Jackson and he on the Epstein list, y'all gonna say, oh yeah, we know that, we know that. Undated photographs released in December 2025 show the singer posing with Epstein, including one in front of a painting of a nude woman. It was claimed that the image dated from 2023 when Jackson was reportedly viewing a house in Palm Beach. Showed Jackson with Bill Clinton and Diana Ross with the faces of 3 children redacted. I'm trying to see. As long as it don't say that he was hanging with him or went to his island, y'all, Jay-Z. When I heard this, I couldn't believe this, but this one I'm going to tell you about this. I'm going to read what y'all say how Jay-Z is associated. According to FBI crisis intake that was included in the January 2026 release of the Epstein Files, an anonymous victim alleged that after being drugged and sexually abused, she woke up in a room with the rapper and Harvey Weinstein. She didn't say, see, Harvey Weinstein has already been accused and been convicted of sexual assault. Y'all know who Harvey Weinstein is. He's that famous Hollywood producer or whatever. What I'm saying is Jeffrey, so they're saying that Jay-Z, she woke up in the room where Jay-Z was there, but it never said that Jay-Z did nothing to her, and I'm not trying to protect her. I'm just being real. Furthermore, it never said Jay-Z had a text message with Jeffrey Epstein. Jay-Z, I'm saying it never said nothing like that. So I'm saying I don't know why Jay-Z name on the Epstein list. Do y'all know why? I never see where it said Jay-Z had one conversation with Jeffrey Epstein. So you gonna just throw somebody's name in there because you know he was involved in something else. You know, P. Diddy. We're going to just put anybody's name on the list. I don't see nothing on here where Jay-Z did anything with Jeffrey Epstein. Robert F. Kennedy. How many of us know Robert F. Kennedy? Emails and audio transcripts within the files revealed that Robert F. Kennedy had joined Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell on a fossil hunting expedition. See, it might not be nothing wrong with that. You see what I'm saying? In South Dakota, taking fossils from his reservation without tribal permission is illegal. Maybe so. But I'm saying I would rather Robert F. Kennedy be on the Epstein list for taking illegal fossils from a reservation than some of the other stuff that he did. So that's what I'm saying. Some of the people's names that's on here is so many names. Jeff Coombs is so many names that I'm not even calling because I don't think most of y'all know these people anyway. Some of y'all might. You know what I'm saying? They run in circles that we don't know or we don't run in. But I'm saying there's so many names on this list. But it's like if you're just saying that he doing a business deal, like Howard Lutnick. How many of us know Howard Lutnick? He worked at President Trump's, he's his commerce secretary, okay? So they coordinated a visit to his island December 2012, though he previously said he has severe ties with Epstein's around 2025. Oh, Howard Lutnick, that don't sound good. You know what I'm saying? His wife were invited to Epstein's house, next door neighbors to theirs for coffee, and that he did not associate with Epstein after that visit. So Howard Lutnick said he didn't associate with Epstein after him and his wife went out for coffee. A longtime Epstein aide reached out to Lutnick in November 2012 to arrange a meeting where Lutnick was in St. Thomas. Lutnick, accompanied by his wife Allison and their 4 children, agreed to lunch on December 23rd on Epstein private island. Emails show Lutnick and his wife coordinating logistics, include where the doctor yacht and the Little St. James. After the scheduled meeting, Epstein aide passed along a message reading, "Nice to see you." The schedule also showed the two had drinks together on another occasion in 2011 and 2017. Oh, Howard Lutnick. Oh, Howard Lutnick. But Howard Lutnick said, "I spent 0 time with him and hung up." I don't know about that, man. It's more stuff on there about you, my boy, but I ain't even gonna read it. So Howard Lutnick, man, they said Howard Lutnick was hanging out with Epstein, him and his wife. And he said after with him and his when he said, you know, Howard went over there a couple of more times. That's the accusation. Like I said, man, you can't take somebody in court and charge someone for being accused of anything, first of all. Because anybody can make any kind of accusations on anyone. But I'm saying if you have hard down proof that such and so is hanging with a pedophile, with a known pedophile who had parties with a lot of rich and famous people, I'm saying, what are we supposed to do about this? I'm saying, say so and such and such. Look, say so John Doe. Say John Doe, he a big, say he the secretary of the treasury or secretary or whatever he is. I ain't trying to call nobody's name. You got John Doe, he a big dog, but we work for John Doe. I'm saying we know John Doe name on the Epstein list. And his name ain't on the Epstein list, maybe like Elon, who we finna talk about, who just had some conversations with him. I'm talking about his name on the Epstein list, like we know we got pictures of him at Epstein parties chilling with girls and stuff like that, bro. I'm saying how much respect, that's what you got to think about. How much respect. And I know if you like the person, if John Doe, if you like John Doe, you're not going to say or think nothing bad or wrong about John Doe. If that's your manager, your boss, or your whoever, your secretary or whatever, or whoever he is. But if you just looking at it, the people who looking at it from a subjective or objective, however you want to look at it, and the people who, and definitely the Democrats, I'm saying most of the independents, we're going to look at your name, boy, and I'm just saying, we just going to say, look, I do not, if there was anywhere, there could be a lot of lists you want your name. This ain't none your list. You don't want your name on this list, even if it's nothing. Because emails from 2012 to 2014 show Epstein making repeated overtures to meet with Musk. He's trying to meet with Elon. With the later citing scheduling conflicts and logistical complications, one email exchange from mid-December to 2013 to 14 showed Epstein and Musk coordinate a possible holiday visit. Musk asked Epstein about attending the wildest party on his island and wrote in December he wanted to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. When Epstein replied that the ratio on my island might make Tallulah uncomfortable, that was Elon Musk's wife, he responded, "It's not a problem for her." Musk suggested in 2013 that Epstein meet him at the SpaceX rocket factory near Long Beach, California. Following the docket release, Musk posted that what matters is not release of some subset of the Epstein Files, but rather the prosecution of those who committed heinous crimes with Epstein. And I agree with that 10,000%, Elon. I agree with that. And I think Elon was he being honest about it. You see what I'm saying? This is an honest opinion that he's having. He's saying, hey, man, listen, I ain't going to say that out in email or text. He said that's not what matters. We talk about some people who actually committed the heinous crimes with Epstein. And that's what Ghost's been looking for the whole time. So you might say Elon on the list. What did Elon do? Oh, Elon just text messaged Jeffrey, but he never went and hung out with Jeffrey. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's something totally different, man. Let's keep going. Who else we got on this list? There's so many names on this list, guys. And a lot of these people were accused of doing crimes. Kevin Spacey, we all know Kevin Spacey. Undated photographs show the actor standing with Epstein. This is something totally different. They got pictures of Kevin Spacey standing with Jeffrey Epstein. Other images show Spacey visited the Churchill war rooms with Bill Clinton and Ghislaine Maxwell during a 2002 visit to UK as part of the Clinton Foundation humanitarian trip. Spacey told journalist Piers Morgan in 2024 he traveled on Epstein's plane for the foundation trip, but he never spent time with them. Of course, all of you guys are going to say that. Ken Starr, how many of us remember Ken Starr? He was instrumental in securing a plea deal for Epstein. So Ken Starr, we need to spend special attention on you. In released emails from 2016, Starr and Epstein are affectionate, with Starr signing off with hugs or love. And Epstein commented that he missed talking with Starr. Wow. Epstein asked Starr for advice on how Lawrence Cross could handle the sexual allegations levied against him. And at this time, this guy, Mr. Ken Starr, which many of us know, it's unbelievable. Lawrence Summers, Peter Thal, President Donald Trump. The New York Times identified more than 5,300 files containing over 38,000 references to Trump, his wife, Mar-a-Lago, and related terms in the 2026 release. In January, many were news articles or publicly available materials, and none included direct communication between Trump and Epstein. That's all that matters. Trump was among half a dozen prominent men whom the FBI files included what an official describes as salacious information. According to internal correspondence, the agency compiled tips about Trump into a summary that was released but contained no corroborating information. In 2011, email from the DOJ files indicates that Epstein planned to call Trump regarding Virginia Giuffre. Trump has claimed he parted ways earlier. Guys, most of us know of this stuff, but I'm saying if we ain't got no accusations against him, if there's no accusations that could be proven against him. Mark Zuckerberg, he on the list. Harvey Weinstein, he on the list. I'm saying it's unbelievable, guys. Y'all tell me what I'm missing. I'm talking about the people that we look up to, our stars, our politicians. I think before we get into the Christian nationalism conversation, because I think that's where the rest of the stream's going to start. The first 30 minutes delivering y'all this content. The people that you look up to, I'm saying we all got somebody like that, don't we? I'm talking about what was a science teacher, English teacher, math teacher, football coach. Who is it? The person that you look up to and that you think that you hold to the highest standard, and you think, I'm saying they're not what you think they are. That's all that tells me. In a nutshell. Some of us know that these rich and famous people, that's just what they do. If you're a Christian, as a Christian, we think a real Christian, not a political Christian. There's a difference between someone who really practices Christianity and someone who practices Christianity as a political movement. And that's what Christian nationalism has become. And that's why I wanted to draw the comparison to America being a Christian nation with an Epstein list. I'm talking about names. It's people probably there's people who had affiliations with Jeffrey Epstein that we'll never know their name. People that you know, people that you look up to. I'm talking about he had the doors of America open to molesting and doing all kind of sexual ungodliness with children. I don't care if he was doing it with 20 or 30-year-olds, but I'm saying with children, pedophile. You could try to pick a name. Like you want to, so if we want to focus on President Trump, we could say, oh, look at Donald Trump. Like, that's what, look, I ain't saying Elon, but what Elon said is right. We should focus on the ones who were messing with the children, doing illegal stuff. That's who we should focus on. If you're going to bring charges, how many people in the stream, y'all get down and let me know how many people in the stream think that they going to ever bring charges. It might not ever bring no charges against any of the men, because these are all accusations. You got to have proof. You got to have victim statements. But what I'm saying is it's like a wake-up call for America. Distrust in your leaders. And what's the most despicable thing about it, before I jump down in the comments and we start talking about the Christian nationalism, the most despicable thing about it is these people walking around saying that they Christians. I'm saying everybody a Christian. Bill Cosby a Christian. And I'm not picking on Bill Cosby, and I ain't talking to bring no black man down. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. Because I'm saying the majority of the people that we talk about on this list is white people. I don't know. Like, I see Jay-Z, they said something about Eminem, and they said something about Pusha T. But Jay-Z, like Harvey Weinstein, that's like that's what they do. He a rapper. He gone Hollywood. They doing all kind of ungodliness, have orgies. The person you looking up to, they on somebody's list somewhere. If they not on the Epstein list, they on some list somewhere doing something ungodly. P. Diddy list. And I'm not speaking down on these people, and I'm not talking down on these people, because it don't matter what color you are if you commit ungodliness. But at the same time, you could be on the Epstein list and say you a Christian. That's not Christianity. That's Christianity as it relates to politics. Christianity as it relates to politics is Christian nationalism. We have politicized Christianity. And in the meantime, we forgetting what Jesus really taught. The morals and values and the character. I'm saying we could talk, we open up Christian nationalism. We don't have to look, because this is what I'm saying. I'm not on the Republican Party, but the Republican Party is big about yelling Christianity and hiding behind Christianity and pandering for Christian votes. The Republican Party is big about that. But what I'm saying, you can't say you're a Christian and be on the Epstein list. It don't go together. You feel that? You can't say you're a Christian and then, you represent. Listen, if I'm a Christian, and this is just how I feel and what I believe, if I'm a Christian, I'm saying if I seen Renee Good get shot in the head, regardless of where I'm at on the political, that's what you don't realize. That's what you got to realize. That's what you got to realize, wherever I stand at on the political sphere. If I was a Republican, because you heard Republicans start to speak out against this. Yeah. If I was a Democrat or independent, I seen a young lady get shot in the head 3 times by a gentleman who has on a uniform that's related to an American federal officer killing an American. So I'm saying, as a Christian, I feel a certain way about that. That doesn't have anything to do with politics, has anything with it has everything to do with my worldview and my view as a man. But I'm saying my Christianity defines that. I don't see how there's no way you can't feel compassion and want to carry out an investigation and see to it that that never happens again if you a Christian, man. And you saying you a Christian, and this is a Christian nation. The Republican Party stands on Christian principles, giving tax breaks to all the rich businesses and stopping TANF for the poor. You got to make it make sense to me. It's a fake form of Christianity. And I'm going to get down in the comments and I'm going to see, and y'all, I'm going to go off of what y'all saying, but I'm saying Christian nationalism, just because someone's saying they're a Christian doesn't mean they're a Christian. And that's why I brought up that Epstein list. I'm trying to draw the comparison and the contrast between people walking around saying they Christians, walking around condemning other people for sins that they're guilty of, for crimes that they're guilty of. The men who coming to put you in jail, they on the P. Diddy, Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, they on some kind of list somewhere. There's some list somewhere for those men to be on. They not real Christians. So if you on somebody's list somewhere, how you over here condemning me for anything that I'm doing? Just because you ain't on the Epstein list or your name ain't listed on the Epstein list, you probably on somebody's list somewhere. So if you got your name on somebody's list somewhere, how you condemning somebody else for having their name on the list? Because you ain't on the Epstein list. You hear what I'm saying? When you represent something, one thing that I preach is authenticity. You got to be authentic. When you represent something, you got to represent it from a place of realness. There can't be no fakeness in what you're saying and what you're doing. There can't be no fakeness in your steps. Because if it's fakeness in your steps, when you get a real person, they're going to call you on it. The Epstein Files, man. Listen, bro, I'm going to tell you. This is one thing I didn't read out to y'all because this was just so ridiculous and so absurd. Now, guys, I just want to start before I say this. We don't know how much of this is true or what or any of this. Okay? Hold on just a second. So, guys, this is the Hundustian times. This is something that I heard, and this is just so preposterous to me. And in the age of AI, we got to be careful, but I just have to say this, man, because I started naming all those names of the men, but they said this is according to the Hundustian Times, January 31st, 2026. The Justice Department released the final trench of documents linked Jeffrey Epstein's with shocking allegations made about the first George Bush, the very first George Bush. Okay. So shocking allegations was made about him. Bush's name did not come up in Epstein's personal laws, but rather in a complaint made to the NYPD Detective Bureau Child Exploration by one of Epstein's purported victims. Okay. Let's see. So, hold on a second, guys. I want to see if we could get this to you. So, a male Epstein victim, they was allegedly raped by Bush. And they said that they seen and witnessed a baby being dismembered. He witnessed African-American males having sex with white blonde females, all of who were bleeding during intercourse. This is what's in the document. He was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut off, but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from their intestines. Man, I heard all kind of crazy stuff. I heard about them drinking the blood of babies, and it's supposed to make them, give them energy, guys. Now they saying, bro, it's like, look, I see, and like I said, I heard academics. Some of you guys might know academics. He does music, but I heard what he said in his live stream. It makes so much sense. I see why the Justice Department didn't want to release all this information to the public. And that's why ghosts really don't cover it. That's why I really kind of shoo over it and foo over it, Donnie. If y'all don't know, I mean, the Epstein Files are so popular. The content is so the reason why more people ain't in the live stream this morning is because it gets talked about everywhere all the time, constantly. But it's so popular, so I decided to come in here and talk about it with you guys. But what I'm saying is the reason why the government probably didn't want to release the files is because, bro, it's so many different names, there's so many different allegations. They can't say if any of the stuff is true or not true. They saying George Bush having sex with black males, the daddy George Bush. And then they said he watched on the yacht, Jeffrey Epstein. Some baby get the feet get chopped off and drinking and eating baby's intestines and feces after the baby was sacrificed. It's unbelievable stuff, man. I'm saying if you say that to the regular common person, they gonna say, ain't no way, Ghost, that we could believe just something like that. Even if it was true, it's just so outrageous. But I'm saying if you can't believe that, then I'm saying what part of it can you believe? You believe the parts with President Trump? I'm saying besides the part, if they got a picture, but in these days and times, can you even believe that? That might not even be real. What can you believe? It's like whatever you thought about the person before you their name is on the Epstein list is what you're going to believe. If that's what you're going to believe. You feel what I'm saying? So, y'all, we know Bill Clinton. I ain't hating on you, Bill, but I'm just being real. If you know that's what Ghost is, that's what he do. I think Bill Clinton, a cool dog, kick it with Bill Clinton any day of the week. Real talk. Knowing what I know about it, I think he a cool dude. But this is what I'm saying, Bill. I'm saying your boy Bill, if Bill's name is on the Epstein Files, you feel what I'm saying? And you ask y'all, Donnie, do you think Bill Clinton did anything with any underage? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Do y'all think Bill Clinton did anything with any underage girls at Epstein knowledge? Knowing what you know about Bill Clinton. Do you say Donald Trump? Do you think Donald Trump did with anything with underage girls at Epstein? Knowing what you know about Donald Trump. Do you say Howard Lutnick? You see what I'm saying? Do you say Bill Gates? Do you say Elon Musk? What we know about that person before they were ever, their name ever mentioned on the list, because they said they got over 3 million more documents. So y'all think this shocking, it's going to be a whole lot more names listed. And when you start listing them names, and I'm saying you about ruining people's reputations by putting that out. Because I'm saying, look, I don't know how Bill Gates' name get associated with this at all. But let's just say, for instance, Bill Gates had absolutely nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm saying the way they told the story about his wife and the STD, I'm saying some of that stuff, they know they could go back and look and see if that stuff is true or not. So some of it probably was lying, but I mean, was probably accurate. But I'm saying if you ain't never Bill Gates' his name, I'm saying how you gonna know what he ever did with Jeffrey Epstein? Or some of these people, they saying Steve Bannon, his name on the Epstein Files, but all he did was have some conversations and drink some coffee and talk politics with him. That's why the government didn't want to release it. There's no smoking gun, nothing. Definitely, I don't think nothing. I know for a fact. I could tell you 1,000% because I told y'all this before. There's nothing that's going to come out of them files that's going to say Donald Trump did anything to the point to where you able to put him in jail. I don't know if there's nothing that'll come out of the file, because look, you gonna ask yourself if something in those files that said that such and such and so could get locked up, why the DOJ ain't locked them up? Why the Biden DOJ, who has access to this information, why they didn't lock them up? It ain't nothing in them files where I don't think anyone would go to jail. There's probably a lot of truth in those files. And there's a lot of probably fabrications and falsehoods we don't know what to believe. And I think we're going to believe just what we feel. But my thing about it is these people walking around saying you Christians. And your name on the Epstein list. And you a Christian. Christian Nationalism in the Epstein list. You ain't got to call them fake Christians. They're political Christians. I think Ghost, I'm going to make that word popular. You know what I'm saying? Tax the Rich Tour. That's we going to have some shirts called political Christians. They're political Christians. They're Christians by the name and the sake of politics. They're not Christians in real life and Christians in real practice. You can't be a Christian and so when you became a Christian, you know that Epstein stuff was it was back a long time ago. You know, at least 10 years ago. So I became a Christian 8 years ago. So you might have my name on some list from 10 years ago. It ain't gonna be no Epstein list. I don't think no allegations, but it's possible you could have my name on some kind of list from 10 years ago. But I'm saying I became a Christian 8 years ago. So my question is, give us your testimony. I done gave y'all my testimony 1,000 times. 2018, August. I gave y'all my testimony 1,000 times. You could come to me with something I did after 2018 in August. You ain't got nothing. You see what I'm saying? You can't, and then you trying to call me on my character. I think my character is almost impeccable. Real talk. But I'm saying, like, I could have done some stuff that was previous to me becoming a Christian. But I'm saying that Epstein list, though, man. Donnie, y'all tell me what I'm saying wrong. Titan Brew, good morning, my boy. Say, I'm talking about the Bill and Hillary wanting to testify publicly. Republicans denied that request in order to have closed hearings. That's all political stuff. That's what I'm saying. They gon' look. It depends. Ain't no. Why, so this is what I'm saying, Titan Brew. If you having a hearing with Bill and Hillary, why don't you have a hearing with Howard Lutnick? Why don't you call Howard Lutnick to testify? Why don't you call President Trump to testify? Anybody who was accused of being on or emailed or had any kind of relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, they need to get called to testify. If you're going to call Bill and Hillary, because I don't see the point. That's what I said from the get-go. I don't see the point, Titan Brew, and calling Bill to testify. How old a man is, it's not like that's Barack Obama, and he got a reputation of being like a straight shooter about most stuff when it come to women. But we know what Bill Clinton, bro, come on, guys, let's be real. That's how you are with Ghost. Ghost just gonna be real with you. We know Bill Clinton, but you can't talk no trash about him if you're a Republican, because your president is a Bill Clinton too. That's why Bill and President Trump both named on the list. Real talk, they cool. They ran and hang in the same circles, y'all. I'm just Ghost gonna give it to you raw. Real talk. So all the accusations about President Trump and the stuff he did back in the day, we already know that. That's why you telling us on the Epstein list. It's just if you call, like I said, you call Donald Trump name and say he on the Epstein list. Who in here think President Trump wasn't up in there hitting some of them females? Y'all know he was getting down in there. Now, you can't say he had sex with a girl who was under the legal age. You can't say that. But if you ask me if he was up in there and he did something when he was in his 40s or 50s he probably would tell you. He said it on the thing, grab the girl by the pee. I just walk up to him and start kissing him. When you got money, you can just walk up to him and start kissing him and grabbing him by the pee, by the private parts. So bro, Donald Trump, bro, come on. He had Epstein Island. They playing their music. They doing what they doing or whatever. Bro, President Trump, he done, like in his 40s or 50s, he done went in, what I'm saying, not one of their head back. Hey, Bill Clinton did. But I'm saying but that's not illegal. Is it immoral or is it ethical? I don't even know why you would put President Trump's name on that list to try to prove a point that he's immoral. It's a different type of immorality about the child molesting thing. But the reason he said it's a Democratic code, though, Donnie, because he's saying the Democrats just want to look. If you saying this man over here chilling with a dude who sleep with 14-year-olds every night, They said we caught John Doe over here, Ghost. He ain't do nothing wrong. He ain't do no crime, but he hanging with a dude who has sex and ties up 14. He got 14-year-olds tied up in his basement, and he hanging with that dude. You done told me this. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking that John Doe probably a pedophile too. That's what they doing to President Trump. I'm saying that's what they doing to Bill Clinton, but I'm saying to me, it's not necessary. Because I'm saying if you ain't got nothing to say that he is a child molester, you can't show me he a child molester. Every girl who hung out or was with Jeffrey Epstein wasn't 12 or 14 or 15 or 16. Some of those girls were college-age girls. He hung out with movie stars. He hung out with all kind of people whose names ain't on the list or whose names ain't came out yet. So I'm saying even he recruited college-age girls. Those probably weren't his favorites. His favorites were probably the 14-year-olds. But I'm saying he recruited. So just because you saying, you know, Bill Clinton, you know how he get down. Nah, you talk about morality. When you start talking about Christianity, that's what I'm saying. You go ask President Clinton, he'll tell you you're a Christian. That's Christian nationalism. That's Christianity as a politics. That's political Christianity. We have a lot of political Christians and they don't understand that. Because I'm saying if I was, and my name was known like that, I would have, and people knew I had did all kind of sins, I would have to come out publicly and repent of those sins I did while you knew my name. You see what I'm saying? Let me get Akayla in here. Good morning, baby. Akayla says, so F everything else. If they want now, let me see what she says. Donnie, of yesterday, they want a public hearing. What y'all think about a public hearing, y'all? What y'all think about a public hearing? Y'all think they should have a public hearing or y'all think they should let it go? Me personally, I just said that I didn't think in my mind, this is my opinion. I didn't think in my mind it was going to be a situation to where there was going to be any kind of charges, real charges being brought for anybody. Because if it was, y'all, I thought that. So I'm saying in my mind, if you're not going to bring a charge, but you still having hearings, what you having a hearing about? So they having a hearing to where they're going to bring Bill Clinton up to, and Bill Clinton going to testify, just embarrassing them. That's all you trying to do is embarrass him. Because we ain't going to find out nothing else different. Bill Clinton been prepped 1,000 times. Bill Clinton been in these situations 1 trillion times. He was president in one of these situations. And Hillary, we not getting no information, no new information. So to me, all it is to harass or embarrass him. And if you going to call Bill Clinton and have a public hearing with him, why you won't have one with President Trump? Oh, you going to wait till President Trump get out the White House, then they're going to be calling him to testify about some Epstein stuff. I'm telling you, that's how it's going to go. That's why if I wouldn't even call Bill Clinton to come testify, man, come on, what you going to accomplish? That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm a Christian. And I'm saying if Bill Clinton was running for president, I'm saying you can't talk to me. What Christian in here gonna talk to me about voting for Christian based on Bill Clinton based on morality, and you voted for Donald Trump 3 times? Because what's the difference between President Trump and President Clinton, y'all? Let's be real. What's the difference? So how you gonna talk to me? Because I heard so many preachers. Preacher, oh, how you gonna vote for Bill Clinton or morale? And he had voted for Donald Trump 3 times. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't understand Christian nationalism. We letting political Christianity. Y'all understand like how Iran is like these dudes. I ain't even gonna say like Saudi Arabia, like call it, but they have 25 prostitutes snorting more cocaine than they do in America. And they are right. I'm talking about that's how they live in their real life. In their real life, Bin Laden, so his religion said he could have 18 wives, but he having sex with women who ain't his wife. They caught him with pornography. Bin Laden, his real life, it ain't just Christianity, it's Muslims. That's a political thing. Do y'all understand that? Bin Laden was a political Muslim. He ain't no real Muslim. That's the same thing with these people in America, bro. They political Christians. America is a Christian nation. Who don't know that? You don't think they know that in France? You don't think they know that in Iran, that we're a Christian nation? You don't think Putin knows that America is a Christian nation? So if America is a Christian nation, that means the majority of us, the people, are Christians. Does that make sense? So what these politicians do, some of them on the Epstein list, or some of them on some other list that you might not have heard of yet. So what these politicians do, they just come out and they pick up the banner of Christianity. That's called Christian nationalism. That's Christianity as politics, a political movement. That's not real Christianity. One thing I see that, and I ain't trying to hate on nobody, and definitely not hating on Charlie Kirk, even though he said some of the things he said. Y'all people heard me speak positively about Charlie Kirk a lot. But one thing I can say about his organization, Turning Point USA, his organization reminds me of, that's just Christian nationalism. That's what they represent. You have politics and Christianity. Anytime you see politics and Christianity mixed that tightly, that's what that is Christian nationalism. That's not no real Christianity. That's how you get these people's names on the Epstein list, and they walking around saying they Christians. Some of these men who are, listen, if you're 79 years old, and I'm not talking about just President Trump. I'm not talking about President Trump, how old President Clinton is. If you in your 70s, you're probably not going to be going around sleeping with like you was in your 30s and 40s. You're probably not just going to be sleeping with everything you run across. You see what I'm saying? So you might not be doing what you did back then, but what I'm saying is still in all, though, it's still in your heart. You ain't asked for forgiveness for it. I'm saying this how many years later, but you know how these people got all kind of wickedness and stuff that they got hidden under the layers that we ain't know they did. Y'all think if we know, that's what I'm saying. So that George Bush story, I thought it was AI talking about he watching babies being sacrificed, eating intestines and feces. I'm saying that's probably a lie. If I had to guess, it just sounds so ludicrous and ridiculous. But I'm saying that happening. We heard them drinking blood of babies in Hollywood. That's not a new story. You saying that's a conspiracy? It might be, but I'm saying that's a weird conspiracy to come up with. It is. It's a real weird conspiracy to come up with. And a lot of times they probably was drinking something they ain't had no business drinking out there in Hollywood, to where that lie, because I heard that lie in a million places about how famous people involved in drug trafficking, bro. These people that you look up to, your stars, I'm talking about speaking unspeakable wickedness, doing unspeakable wickedness. Anybody you look up to right now, this is the lesson that is teaching all of us. Most of my viewers are over 65 years old. They already know that. But I'm saying what the lesson this is teaching us right now, that person that you look up to or you think so highly of, they got secrets. They got an Epstein list. Everybody got an Epstein list. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody has an Epstein list, man. Everybody's name is somewhere on some Epstein list in some kind of way. Maybe your name on there like Elon, where Epstein was inviting you to come, but you never went. They could say he said he want to go turn up at one of his parties. That don't mean nothing. He could have been telling them that for any kind of reason. Elon could have been trying to do a business deal with him, which makes sense because Elon, I'm not taking up for him because I like him, or maybe I am. Maybe I am biased. That's the whole point, though. But I'm saying ain't nobody seen no pictures where Elon got his arm around him. That's what I'm saying. If there's a picture of you with your arm around Jeffrey Epstein, or you got a picture with Jeffrey and you at one of his parties, what your name is? Bill Cosby. Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. I'm saying Steve Bannon, and ain't no picture with Steve Bannon with his arm. Or y'all got picture? Is there pictures? There's pictures. Y'all put it down in the chat. Is there a picture with your person or with you or with whoever and Jeffrey Epstein? You know what I'm saying? Like how the voters, we could look at a poll. That's what made me do the content, because I look at a poll with voters, and the voters like 67, it'd be like 80%. The voters, all the voters want to see something behind this Jeffrey Epstein. I just don't know what's going to come of it. But the voters are very interested in this story. The voters are highly interested. Still, they locked all the way in with this Jeffrey Epstein thing. It's unbelievable. Hey, man, but listen, though. Everybody got an Epstein. It's just about putting it behind you, getting forgiveness for whatever you did in your past. Us saying that Bill Clinton going to testify, man, I'm saying, come on, man. Who gonna be surprised? I'm saying, if you did find out that Bill Clinton did something salacious that he said, who gonna be surprised? The man 77, 70, however, he not president. I don't see what that accomplishes. I think that's political. I think, in my opinion, them getting Bill Clinton to testify is a punishment for the Epstein Files getting pushed by Democrats. But let me tell you something, y'all. Pay attention to this. Because the MAGA people and President Trump and them, y'all are the ones who was trying to push this Epstein stuff being released. Joe Biden and them weren't fooling with this because they just felt like it wasn't worth it at the time. I'm saying we're all aware. Everyone is aware. The FBI is aware. The CIA is aware. The Department of Justice, everybody in America, Homeland Security, everybody's aware of the people's names, the men's names on the list. We know whose name's on the list. That's not the issue. The issue is being able to prove that they did something wrong to be able to bring charges on them. And I just don't see that happening. Their information's not there. So now you just saying a bunch of people's names. Like I said, my boy Elon, he handled it the best way. He said his name was mentioned. Elon ain't never said, that's why I like him. Y'all see why I like him. And like your boy Elon, he be riding with ghosts or something. Elon said he was smartest thing out of all of them. He said, listen, he never denied texting or conversating with Jeffrey Epstein. He said, what we need to focus on is the men, not the people who talk to Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, he talked to Jeffrey. It's like President Trump and now the Department of Justice, they were just adding their ops names. They were adding people names to the Epstein list. Pusha T, Eminem, what? They just add names to the Epstein list. But I ain't saying they add Elon name, but what Elon said is, let's focus on the men. Elon, he said that they were accused of doing the salacious stuff with those children. Well, I'm going to say we're going to focus on the men who you see. This ain't no AI picture. You see his arm around Jeffrey. Any of y'all men got your arm around Jeffrey or he got your arm around you, a picture. You can have an email here. You can have an email there. You can have a this there. You can have a that there. None of that matters. I'm talking about a man. He got his arm around you in the picture, y'all. Donnie, what's the man that's chilling around Jeffrey? That's the ones we need to focus on. And your reputation, that tell us the whole story. Real talk, I'm just being real with y'all. That's how the majority of Americans, remember when Ghost say it, you could run a poll, the majority of the Americans, if people will answer honestly, and poll independence, if you call people and ask them this question, if they say they Republican or Democrat, you don't want the answer. Poll nothing but independence, you're going to get the most honest answer. Ask the people if they think that Bill Clinton did something at Epstein Island with a young female. And they're going to tell you, yeah, she might not have been a child. She could have been 21 in college. But the people believe he did something. I'm just being real. If you ask Hillary and she was off the record, Hillary going to tell you more than she married to him. She know him better than you. So you think Bill did something at Epstein Island? Oh yeah, Bill probably did something. He might not have been with a child. See, that's what we don't know. It's if they did something illegal. Or if you raping these girls or drugging these girls, that's something different. If you just having sex, it ain't nothing you gonna be able to legally do about that. That's why P. Diddy got away. You can't do nothing about a girl coming to a party, taking a pill she want to take and having sex that she want to have. That's just immoralness and wickedness. That's where we go to the Christian nationalism part of it. Because these people saying they Christians. That's the problem. I never heard Elon say he was a Christian. And I'm saying Elon, he ain't go to the party. He ain't never went to a party. You don't never see Elon with Jeffrey Epstein nowhere. But he did say focus on the men who did something with them little girls. He said that. And I agree with that. If they asked President Trump, if y'all think President Trump did something with a female at one of the old Jeffrey parties, what y'all think? Y'all get down there in the chat. Hey, Kayla, y'all think President Trump did a female with someone with a female at old Jeffrey party? What about you, Donnie? Titan Brew. Y'all be honest. What y'all think? You see what I'm saying? It depends on the person. From what I read, if you ask me if Howard Lutnick did something with Jeffrey, I would say no. And if Howard Lutnick did something, they just did like a swinger party, just regular swinger stuff. If he did something, because him and his wife went and he got his 4 kids with him. You got to remember Jeffrey, a businessman too now. So Jeffrey doing business deals and all sorts of things like that. You got to remember that. So I'm saying Howard Lutnick with his wife and his 4 kids, that don't sound like you going to have sex with no children. You just got to use wisdom. That don't sound like you going to have sex with no children, bro. You going with your wife and kids. You feel that? Listen, Brian, the same place they was when he was having sex with Monica Lewinsky, they knew he was doing it and they knew it was wrong. You don't think the Secret Service know all y'all secrets? The Secret Service know all y'all secrets. And you done cheated on your wife before, the Secret Service know that. Dude might say that, hey, like, she don't care. I'm speaking on something I know, Brian, see, that I ain't speaking publicly. Even if you left office after you were president and you had sex with a woman that you ain't married to, the Secret Service is aware of that. They aware of that. I see what you're saying, though, Brian, see, that's why you want them to testify. Because I'm saying, but I'm saying, so if you Secret Service, you a government official. An ex-president is partying with a child molester. So where's the Secret Service, the government at? So I'm saying, but how you go, the Secret Service, they just playing the background on Bill Clinton. He got them playing the background. So I'm saying you can't go and you could, I guess y'all could interview them or call them to testify. You can't go and I'm saying like, ID the girls, Brian, thank you for the donation. He ain't gonna know the girls. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna know which girls are underage. Secret Service ain't gonna be doing that. That because they know Bill. They know that's what Bill was, bro. Look, bro, think about all the allegations on Bill Clinton before he even became president. Paula Jones, the same thing with President Trump. That's what I'm saying. Howard Lutnick, bro, like he ain't that. Elon Musk ain't that. And when they saying that stuff, what you think about what they said about the first George Bush? They trying to put him in some cult stuff. Like they sacrificing babies on the yacht. He having sex with a young black man. He doing some ritualistic cult stuff. That's what they saying about the first Bush, man. It's unbelievable. And they still ain't went through all the documents. That's just from January. That's why I came on here and I did the live stream. Just from January, y'all. Epstein Files. This is a popular conversation amongst the American electorate. The American electorate are locked in and tuned in. A lot of that information that they released, though, I guess, like, the people saying they want all of it. But I don't want you to release a name. You got people's names on this list that ain't even did nothing. Jay-Z, they don't say nothing about no Jay-Z with Jeffrey Epstein. If I read with Bill Clinton, it talk about direct connections and ties with Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. You got Even Elon, they saying he texting it. But I'm saying you got Jay-Z name on the list and they don't say nothing about Epstein and Jay-Z. Jay-Z name with four sentences. Oh, a girl said he woke up with Harvey Weinstein room. What? What he doing? Pusha T, he was a handler who sold dope. What? Eminem, what? I'm saying, tell me about the people who was hot. We ain't looking for that. That's why, guys, y'all get where I'm coming from. Your favorite Hollywood star is on some list. I don't care who it is. They on a list. Jay-Z, he just barely missed the Diddy list. Some people are trying to put him on the Diddy list. What I'm saying, they trying to put, now they trying to include him on Epstein list. They trying to put, listen, your star is on a list. That's the way they live. Wild sex parties, drugs, that's to me, you saying that ain't nothing special or new to me. You're not going to tell me about nothing. That's Bill Clinton going to Epstein. You ain't telling me nothing, bro. I'm saying I could tell you that's how it goes. That's where the wisdom coming from, the genius. I know the type of person Bill is. You can't tell me nothing Bill done did with no females who 20 years younger than him that's going to surprise me. And I ain't hating on Bill Clinton. That's my dog. I like Bill. I like Hillary a little better because she had to put up with that. And she stood by her side. She stayed loyal to that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't deserve that. But like, shoot, Bill was just what he was, bro. He all playboy, Arkansas playboy. That's what that is. That's what President Trump is. He a New York playboy. Rich dudes in powerful circles. You start talking about eating babies in tests. Yeah, I'm not making no excuses for them. They saying they Christians. Christian nationalism. We could talk about it. You start talking about eating baby feces, though. That's something totally different, y'all. Baby feces, that's something totally different. Somebody says Chris Tucker and Wanda Sykes as well. Somebody said, I'm a hypocrite. Tell me why I'm a hypocrite. Tell me why I'm a hypocrite. You feel what I'm saying? How am I a hypocrite? I just want to know. Because I'm just being real. Everything real with what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't see how I could be a hypocritical or unauthentic when we talk about the way God deal with a situation, that's completely different with the way we should deal with it in the world, with dealing with each other, with people. Like I said, Elon never said he was a Christian. So you can't ask Elon to live by Christianity. Do we understand that? That's the country we live in. We live in America. It's freedom. Freedom of religion. You can worship whatever you want to worship. God let you do it too. God's the one who give you that freedom to let you do whatever he gave you a free will. God did that. You can worship what you want to worship. In America, if you want to go, the Empire State Building about 15, 20 miles away, and you want to go jump out the Empire State Building in America, ain't nobody going to stop you if you could get up there through the security. Go to the Rockefeller Center, find the tallest building and just skydive. You could do what you want to do, bro. So I'm trying to figure out how y'all saying that I'm a hypocrite. I'm saying like, I'm not going to use my Christianity, put my Christianity on Elon. Elon choose not to be a Christian. You can't put your Christianity on people. That's your problem. Jesus didn't do that. As a matter of fact, God told you to dust your feet off if they don't receive you. He didn't say force yourself or make yourself. Force them to receive you and try to enslave them like they're going to follow you and listen to you. God didn't say do that. He said dust your feet off and go to the next one. So I'm saying I'm going to sit there with Elon with love. I'm not going to try to put my Christianity on the man. He's not a Christian. I'm a lover. And he going to show him God and Christ through your life. Not your big mouth and trying to control somebody. Show him through the way you live. Because some of y'all who you don't live like, they ain't seeing Jesus, not Jesus. They might see a form of God or Christianity, but not Jesus. Show them Jesus. Jesus is what's going to make them get saved. Jesus got the power. Judaism ain't gonna make them get saved. Jesus gonna make them get saved. You understand that? Show them Jesus, the real Jesus, not a political form of Jesus, not a Jesus to get Christians to vote for you because they gullible and they don't understand the difference between a political Christianity and the real thing. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm a hypocrite. I'm not hating on Elon. I'm going to just say this. I'm going to say my boy, he said the right words. He not a Christian. So if he choose to have sex with 8 girls a day, that's his free will. You can't kill him. You can't do nothing about him, what he doing with his life. God is allowing him to do that. So when God's tired of him doing what he doing, God will take him. That's how that works. God does it. Until then, all you could do is tell him what he need to know and get on down. But you can't make him live by a Christian's rules. He got to live by the law. And if a female is over the legal age, 18, he could be 60 years old with an 18-year-old, and it ain't nothing you could do about it. I don't care how immoral it is. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can't separate the two. You got God's law and you got man's law. They're not the same. You ain't getting it. You can't force the police to make somebody live by God's law. Because if that's the case, then I'm gonna come get them to get you. Because you on some list doing something somewhere that you ain't got no business doing. The preacher do. I know the preacher's secrets. I can expose the preacher on live stream. The ones you think, the preacher you think is good, I know his secrets. I can expose him. Everybody got some kind of something. That the Bible say it's clear. I'm not a genius. You just trying to make things be what you want to be so you can fit in your social classes and get your place and sitting high in your synagogues and stuff. I'm not into none of that. I'm what the real that you thought they were. I'm not real. That's what that is. I'm gonna just be all the way authentic with you. I don't see how I'm a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. What list I'm on? Any kind of look, people make accusations about me. I'm 45 years old, and I date a 27-year-old. I probably date a 25-year-old. Ain't no doubt. You might feel like that's immoral. That's your feelings. Ain't nobody. I mean, in the Bible, it was men married way younger women than that. I don't say how that's not in the scripture, but you know, Christians these days, they make up their own stuff. Or they might not be Christians, they just feel like get a woman your own age. Whatever they feel like, that's whatever they feel like. I'm saying you can't put your thoughts and your whatever on people because that's not God telling you to get a woman your own age. Where that's at in the Bible. I know God said every man have his own wife and every woman, or I ain't never heard God in the Bible said marry some your own age or your own color. That's not scriptures. That's what your mama said or what your parents said. That's what I'm saying. You can't put people try to put their life, what they think is right or wrong on you as if that's what God is saying. And God ain't said none of that. How I'm a hypocrite? That's what I'm saying. I know man's rules and laws better than you do. And I know God, the intention of God's law better than you. God, that's why I'm a legal person with barely no training. I'll beat your lawyer. Because I just remember, and I know the laws. I know the rules. I know what the rules say. I know what the laws say. I know the intentions of the writers of the laws and the rules whenever they wrote the laws and the rules. Y'all tell me where I'm wrong. Exactly. Kayla said 12, 13 that was getting married off in God's days. 12 and 13. And they weren't getting married off to somebody who were 15 because a dude 15, he couldn't provide for her. They were marrying them 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds to grown men who could provide for them. So you don't tell me about in God the immorality. Ain't no immorality. If I want to date a girl 20 years younger than me, it ain't no sin in that. But you will hear somebody come tell me like I'm sinning against God. He know a dude over there committing adultery, and he eat with him. That's his homeboy. He know he over there committing adultery and have been for years. But he talking to me, and I ain't even got no girlfriend. If I like a girl who 25 years old, a girl 25, she all the way grown. That's grown. What we talking about? That's legal. You not gotta know how to separate stuff. You can't put how you feel and mix your feelings with the law or with the Bible. Do you understand that? Ethics is different than the law. Something might be unethical, but it's still legal. Do you understand that? It's a difference between ethics and the law. There's a difference between God's law and man's law. There's a difference between morality and scriptures. Do you understand that? It's some things that God might allow us to do that you might say, hey, in today's culture, man's law, mixing that with man's law, that's kind of, you see what I'm saying? So you just got to have the right balance. I'm trying to figure out how you could say I'm a hypocrite about anything. You know what I'm talking about? You talking about a 40, all of these men we talking about, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, all these men, look how old they were in the 90s. Besides like Jay-Z, but most of these men in the 90s, these men were 40 years old, 50 years old, they were rich, powerful, and successful. What you having sex with a 14-year-old? If you bring me a guy who's 18 or 19 and he had a sex with a 14-year-old, yeah, we gonna discipline him. But a 19-year-old having sex with a 14-year-old and me having sex with a 14-year-old are two totally different things. A 25-year-old having sex with a 14-year-old is a little different. But you talking about somebody who over 30? Or who 40? In my opinion, a 14-year-old ain't supposed to be having sex anyway. You don't need to let your children, not only your daughters, I know this ain't gonna sound popular, but your boys either. You need to wait, y'all, you want to do that, you could do that once you get grown. Unless you're gonna sneak and do it. They can, but I'm saying like, so that's what happened when your daughter's gonna end up, so you prepping your daughter to have sex at what age? 14? You're talking to a man. You're talking to a man. So you talking about my baby. So you want me to get past my baby off to what dude at what age? I'm not trying to pass her off until she grown. Till she at least 18. How that don't make no sense? So I'm saying, what you finna? So okay, she gonna marry some dude her age. So say she's 16 and she got a boyfriend like 18 or 19. I'm her daddy. I want her boyfriend at least, if he got to have some kind of brain or sense or some money. He got to have some kind of motion. It ain't her being her age is the least of my concern, really. He don't need to be no man. That's what I'm saying. If you ain't got her having sex, she ain't going to be around no grown men if she ain't having sex. If she had, the only reason why them 14-year-old is in a grown man's heart is because she doing what grown people do. What else will a 14-year-old have to do with a grown man? What a grown man got to do with a 14-year-old? I'd never cross paths with a 14-year-old. She can't do what grown people do. A 15-year-old can't. A 16, a 18-year-old can't. In my opinion, bro, I was up there at Ithaca or at Cornell. It wasn't nothing but college girls. To me, them girls can't do what a grown woman could do. I don't want me in my situation, or if it wasn't in my situation, she ain't got no motion. I don't care about, bro, you know how many times I had sex. That's what I'm saying, in my 40s. In my 40s. I'm not talking about 20s or 30s. I don't care how much money I had. She ain't got no motion. All you need is one girl to be able to get you to where to please you. That's it. You just need one female. That's my opinion. If you want 25 females, hey, that's on you. But I'm saying as a Christian, bro, like, I don't see the 22-year-old ain't got no motion. A girl about 25, that's when they first start getting motion. She hitting womanhood. at 25. Her body and everything. Full woman, about 25 to 27. That's when they hit full maturity. And when she first started having motion. You don't want no girl that's old, raggedy and old, worn, drawn out. Like, what? You feel what I'm saying? Why I'm going to go get the old beat up Corolla when I could get a brand new, you see what I'm saying? Bitch shit said Ithaca girls different. They are. They better than any other girl I've been seeing in New York, in Ithaca. That small town. In Ithaca, and those, I guess, because it was Cornell, but it was a university in New York. And I guess I don't know what it was, but in that small town, they had a bunch of fine females. But they are, most 80% of them are all young. I ain't seen it like, bro, up here, this Hudson Valley, I ain't hating on nobody. Listen, I seen a couple of, but like, you know what I'm saying? And then when I went to New York City, I wasn't really just riding around the city. I'm saying, but in Ithaca, I guess, because it was smaller, you know, Cornell, and then the spots that I frequent, and then maybe because the nature and stuff, I like nature, and I like all the waterfalls. So in my mind, the girl sees so much pretty. I don't know what it is, but it just seemed like, but she 21, 22. I know they in school. She ain't got no motion. What I'm going to do with a girl with no motion? She got to have some motion, boy. She got to have her own spot. She got to have her own car. Yeah, I'm not no gold digger, but she got to have motion. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could bring me a 23-year-old girl that is the finest girl you ever seen in your life. I seen one in Michigan. I told my mama about that. Bro, I was in Western Michigan, you know, Portage. I love Portage. It's the finest girl I seen on the We the People tour, period. Hands down. I don't know if she white, Hispanic, whatever. She had dark hair and that olive colored skin. I'm talking about drooling out your mouth gorgeous. Body tight and everything. She about 22, 23. She looked like she probably fresh out of college. You see what I'm saying? And she was still here in Michigan. And she offered to buy me something for $30. My car wasn't clicking. I'm saying like, bro, yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But she got to have motion. Like these men, I guess they rich. They not thinking like that. So he just looking for just a good cheap thrill. He don't care no morality at all. Just a cheap thrill. I'm past the cheap thrill thing. That's the thing about it. A man, look, Bill Clinton, y'all hate on Bill all he want to, but like I just understand what he is. You can't make Bill be what I am. I'm not going to hate him because he ain't what I am. But I know what he is. Oh, Bill, just a little playboy, little Arkansas playboy. So Arkansas playboy, I'm saying like, you know what I'm saying? He married and stuff like that, the immorality. But I'm saying like, besides that, like, that's just how I see it. That's not being hypocritical. That's just having a balance and an understanding about things. You can't make people see your life from your perspective. I'm a Christian. I can't make them see it from my perspective, big shit. You feel what I'm saying? I can't make them see it from my perspective. And how their view of morality might be different than yours. Some men really feel like they're supposed to be going around sowing they seed with as many women as they could. I'm saying, me personally, I didn't live that. At this age, I done passed those days. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying if I was Bill, like I couldn't have been on no list at that age. Not at this age, you ain't gonna find ghosts on no list. I don't think if I was a Christian, I would be on that list. I just passed those days mentally. You see what I'm saying? Like, I might have a time or two where I might shuffle through a girl or two trying to get the right one, but I'm saying at this age, bro, it's like I'm gonna know it when I see it from the get-go. Listen, you could get, I started this story, you could get the finest 23-year-old like the one I was talking about at Western Michigan. I'm talking about if I fell asleep and dreamed about a girl and I woke up with her on Bali, and she would, we finna get it popping. You feel what I'm saying? I couldn't have pictured a girl to wake up to different than this girl that I seen in Western Michigan. But ask me if I choose her or Jasmine Crockett to be with. That's what you gotta understand. To me, your beauty is in the motion. You talking about a female worth $10 million. What 22-year-old you gonna know worth $10 million? You probably gonna be hard pressed to find a female worth $10 million, but you ain't gonna find no 22-year-olds worth 100,000. That's my point. You gotta have some motion. Now you might be in your 30s where you find a female in her 30s. By the time you hit her 30s, that's what she gonna be in life. Most 9 out of 10 times in her 30s, that's what she gonna be in life. But I'm saying, ghostwriter, I can't even get attracted to you if you ain't got no motion. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care how fine or pretty you are. That don't mean nothing to me. I'm a shoot, bro. My cutoff game is stronger than anybody you ever met in your life. My cutoff game is stronger than Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, any girl who pretty, he gonna open the door for her. I ain't picking on him, but I'm saying a dude of that statue, any girl pretty, he gonna open the door for her to try to let her come in. Y'all feel that? He gonna be trying to knock him off. Gonna be trying to get him. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I could read situations in the females. I'm not gonna just try or let any girl get an opportunity. That's just real talk. She ain't got no motion, it ain't never gonna get to that. Like, I ain't gotta be around the female because I'm at work or something. If I gotta be around her at work, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta be around her or anything like that. So it's gonna be up to me if it ever go to that. If she ain't got no motion, it ain't gonna go to that. She ain't got no motion. It's only one thing that I feel I see that you could do with her. What can a 45-year-old do with a 22-year-old? And I'm talking about 22-year-old legal. I guess if you Drake or somebody famous like that, you might can because you got bread. But even if I got bread, I'm going to want a girl with emotion. With some motion. Real talk, I want to marry a girl who like into legal stuff like I am. Or into politics like I am. You feel what I'm saying? I want to marry somebody more my equal, my level. I ain't trying to have nobody because I'm saying these dudes, they just are sexual and they're sexual immoral. But you talk to them, they'll tell you they Christians though, Brian. See, ask P. Diddy if he a Christian. Look, we laugh about that like that's funny, but ask him. The dude got pastors, he got priests, he got all kind of people around like that's supposed to be God people, like real God people. Ask P. Diddy if he a Christian though, real talk. He said, what motion you got? When I'm talking about motion, I'm talking about the way you move. You see what I'm saying? When I say Jasmine Crockett got motion, you talking about a 45-year-old female who worth 10 million. Who pretty. I mean, she gorgeous. She pretty and she sexy. She got motion. See what I'm saying? And she in the politics. I would be more attracted to that than I would to. You think, okay, you could put a little 21-year-old in front of me who got that tight body and she got a pretty face and all that. I know that's just 30 minutes. That's 15, 30 minutes. That's all that is. Her mind ain't where my mind is. She ain't got the motion. You feel that? I'm saying my mind, 65-year-olds, the most people watch my live stream because think about it. You got 65-year-olds. I know they into politics, but I'm saying a bunch of them, they listen to ghosts. Thousands. Older people, man. You see what I'm saying? Because that's where my mind at. Well, I'm saying you could say whatever you got to say to have sex with the 21-year-old girl. I ain't even going to waste her time and my time like that. I ain't gonna waste either one of our time. Shit, her mind ain't where my mind at. I already know she ain't got no motion. What I'm gonna go, y'all see what I'm going through right now. I'm gonna go through everything I'm going through. I'm gonna build, scrape struggle and survive through it and build something, and I'ma just let her come in. And I don't want no female who ain't got nothing. Like, nah. She need to have her own, hopefully more emotion than me. I'ma sing that song for Jasmine, that Drake song. Come and rescue me. Take me out the trap. That's what I need. I need a girl like somebody like that who got some. I ain't talking about just, I ain't picking on you, Jasmine. I'm just saying a female like that who got motion. You got these little girls ain't got no motion, man. That's how I see it. 22-year-old ain't got no motion. I ain't hating on the girl 22. Some girls got motion for their age. I'm saying she 22, but she shouldn't be trying to be with a 45-year-old. Look, my little niece is like 25, 27 years old. I'm saying they've been taking care. They've been on their own, like handling business for a long time. You feel what I'm saying? But they're not going to be interested in no dude my age, though. I'm talking about a girl who you talking to. I don't see what a 45-year-old, how you going to talk to a 21-year-old for anything besides one thing. I'm 60, some 21-year-old gonna make me look like a burnt match when she done. Like, I couldn't see myself. Look, I'm 45, Titan, and I just couldn't see myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like I thank God I had those years. I went through those years. Some men, I guess they never went through them years. Or they didn't have the 20s the 30s that I had. Because I'm saying my 20s probably was regular. And usually when you're in your 30s, that's when most men build what they build or become what they become in life. And I said I had to change. I changed in my 40s. Whatever I was building in my 30s, I rebuilt it in my 40s. Everything I built in my 30s, I started from scratch with a Miller Ray Legal. Started my own business. I hadn't worked or punched the clock in 3 years. See what I'm saying? But I'm saying through everything, like I'm saying in my mentality, in my 30s though, like that was different. Most men, I guess they too busy building in their 30s. And then once Donald Trump became the billionaire, he was already, but his daddy wasn't a billionaire. I don't think once he didn't reach that level, or Bill Clinton become president, you get all that power. Then in their 40s, they didn't reach it. That's when they might let loose in their 40s. I let loose in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in my 30s. I had my midlife crisis early. I went through my midlife crisis starting at 34 years old. I promise you, it was a crisis. It was a crisis. But I'm saying I'm fully grown, fully aware. You talking about 100 females in 18 months. Like that, I got that out of my system. I see people younger than me. You know what I'm saying? Guys in my family I grew up with, they still have those struggles. I pretty much got it out of my system. It's men still exploring women like in their 40s. They still, there's nothing on a woman to explore for me. I did all of that. And I don't want to get into detail and go into depth. I'm just telling you I fulfilled those desires maximum. That's why when some men still look at women a certain way or think a certain way, like I'm saying it's not the same. I'm looking at a woman different. That's just real and that's just facts. It's a certain thing that I'm looking at in a woman besides her. Look, I think I was in Houston. I thought a female was the perfect female because she was fine and stuff like that, and she had qualities that I was looking for. But there's certain qualities that I'm looking for. Like me saying that about Jasmine, I don't know her personally. But I'm saying with her profile or her pedigree, like something like that. It ain't got to be a girl that's a millionaire. She could just have 100,000 in the bank. Or she could have 20,000 in the bank. None of that really matter. It's just she taking care of her business and she got motion. I want to marry up, bro. Like, you can't marry up with no 21-year-old president. They ain't married to no baby. and I'm trying to get married. Like, he just trying to run through females. I could have been, I could do that. I did that probably the best in my brokest times in my life. Real talk. I mean, I know I did it in my 30s. When I was 21, when I was in the Army, I was buck wild. In North Carolina, I was buck wild. I was doing some of the similar things, but I was just out there catching them. In the club, catching. Went to South Carolina with my homeboy. I hit almost every female in his family on everything. Not his sister, but like his cousin, I hit almost every female in South Carolina when I was in the Army. A boy named Owens. Every female in his family, I was just catching them and knocking them back. I'm saying I lived that life. I did all of that. Like, I can't. 45, you on the Epstein file, like, it just in my mind, like, 50 years old. I'm saying that's how old Jeffrey was. I mean, it's like after you do so much of that, you're going to end up being a freak. Real talk. You see what I'm saying? It's going to turn you to a freak because it's like you you can only do so many things with so many different girls, and that's going to get bored or tired or old. And then that's what happened with Diddy. Diddy probably, every Paris Hilton, I remember him saying that, J-Lo. I'm saying every prize female you could think of, P. Diddy. So after that, he get bored with it. And then he gonna start looking at Titan Brew and he gonna think you cute, Titan Brew. You feel what I said? He gonna start thinking you might be cute, Titan Brew. Titan Brew said he been married 41 years. That's what's up, my boy. That's what's up. Yeah, Titan said life is boring when you have everything. People need goals, bro. They need stuff that they work to. Life is, but that's something too, though. True, Titan, that I'm starting to see. Those men who got stuff, it's like they don't. I mean, but it's like, look, though, Titan. It's like I would have if I had money. It's like they don't have no creativity. That's what I think it is. Cause look, Titan, if I had money, it's like I would make new goals. You know what I'm saying? Say I had money and I came to this community, and I would go down to the to the city or whatever, and how many homeless people y'all think y'all have in the community? Okay, you got such and such homeless people. So my new goal is to go out there and feed the homeless people. That's my new goal. That's gonna occupy my time. Tell you right now, I'm disabled. I told y'all I haven't worked in 3 years. So you can imagine if you're not working in 3 years, going on 4 years, like you gotta make time of your day. Cause what do you do all day? So that's why I made Ameliorated Legal. It's a business that does real work to help real people lives in a real America. I used a little associate's degree I had, and I started a business doing legal documents. And then I live streamed. One in the U.S. Court of Appeals, I've been live streaming ever since on politics. So that's 5 hours a day, give and take, about 5 days a week, 25 hours of my time. Once I get that bored, like probably in a little bit, we got another video I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna promote it, so I go record the video. I'll be editing. I know y'all might say they only just so good, you know, but I still, you got regardless of what's God, the Bible says, regardless of what state you in, to be content. So you got to create that in regard. Like, I still got goals. I'm still fighting for everything that I want until God put me in the dirt. I'm gonna be fighting for everything that I need. You see what I'm saying? For sure. You ain't fight for the life. You gonna fight for the life you want, or you gonna settle for a life that you don't. Fight for the life you want, or settle for a life you don't. And so that's why I'm fighting for the life I want. This is what I want to do with my life. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you know, I got a lot of wisdom to share to people, so I'm going to share it with them. Whether on a podcast, whether on Twitch, whether on YouTube, wherever it is, this is what I'm going to do. Period. I like traveling. So that's why we did the We the People tour, and that's why we gonna do the Tax the Rich tour. Period. You see what I'm saying? And then like the legal stuff. I feel like that's my calling. That's how I get my extra money. That's the life that I wanted to live. So at 40 years old, whatever, everything else, forklift driving, cooking, all the other stuff they be trying to tell me, like all those jobs that I did, that I built, the licenses I have, all of that stuff went to basically at 40 years old, I started from scratch. With 42 years old, I started from scratch with a business. And I hadn't punched a clock in over 3 years. And I'm surviving, making my way, doing things that I never thought I would do in my life. If you told somebody, when I first got to Houston, y'all, before I started Legal Wars Live, if you told somebody that Ghost gonna go all in 1 year, he gonna visit Nashville, he gonna go to Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, New York, San Diego. I mean, like, I ain't been over on that side, but you told somebody I was going to go to the places that I went so far. Oh, yeah, in Christmas of 2025, Ghost Rider going to be in the Hudson Valley in New York. Ain't nobody would have believed you. But I was in a room for like 2.5 years. 2 years. In a room. Now I'm up here, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just a matter of time, bro. I'm going to get to where I'm going to. I'm going out west. The hard way or the easy way. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, Titan. That's just how I see it. He says having money buys peace of mind. People thinking that money buys anything else is the wrong idea to think about money. Happiness comes from within us. Can't be brought from an outside source. Bottom line. That's bottom line, Titan, bro. It comes from within you. That's where happiness comes from. You can't let another man or another person dictate your happiness. That's from you. That's on you. That's completely on you. Your happiness is not or cannot. You can let other people. I don't know if it's real happiness if you letting somebody else, like, you see what I'm saying? Because even if it's a person, like he said, like, you know, it's your wife, it's people who can help to make you happy. But you can't. But if you on them for your happiness, they gonna help make you sad too. It comes from inside of you. It's for who you are. I know what I am. I know what I'm doing, what I want to do, and I know what my goals are. And that's what I work on. And I work, bro, like, you can sit here, look at me in the middle of me, and I'm proud of what I built with my business. Very proud. You see what I'm saying? I like doing this live stream. And I love traveling. So I'm living the life that I want to live. So, I don't have what I need, all what I need yet. So I'm working on that. That's what I'm working towards. No, I do not have everything that I need to feel comfortable or be comfortable in life. I feel like I don't have what some of my peers don't have as far as material stuff. But they don't have peace. It ain't in no way in the world you worried about what I'm doing in New York and you got peace. It ain't no way in the world. I'm not saying you just have a thought, oh, well, Greg, like, I think about people all the time. Oh, Greg, yeah. No, I'm talking about people who wake up every single day and you living your life through another person. That's what Titan Bruce said, happiness. Yo, if you living your life through other people, how you got, where your happiness coming from? His happiness coming from somebody else. That's what I'm saying. If you got contentment, that's what Titan Bruce saying, rich people being bored. If you got contentment, bro, you're not finna be about what somebody else doing. You're going to be living your own life. I got my own goals, my own life, my own things I want to accomplish. I got to get out west so I can finish doing what I'm going to do. You see what I'm saying? I know I'm going to sit it down out there for the rest of this year. Period. I got goals, bro. Like everybody do or should. And your goals shouldn't involve people. Like, yeah, I want to get married. Yeah, I want to have kids, but I don't have no goal in my life with a person being the center or anywhere in my goals besides Jesus Christ. If I say I want to get married, I ain't got no girl in my mind. It's gonna be whoever God. So I don't care nothing about that. Like I got my goals it ain't based on a person or people. My goals are based on me and what I want and what I'm working to achieve to try to make me happy. You know what I'm saying? I could have been like I could have not bought a house, but I could have easily had an apartment, bro. I had bread. A lot of it at one time. I got 15 racks at once. And then right after that, I got what? About 20 racks. So I'm saying if it was my main goal was my goal not to get an apartment, my goal is to buy a house. So I'm saying my main goal, so I'm riding around saying my main goal wasn't to buy a house at that time. I wanted to travel. I say I needed an apartment, so I ended up staying in hotels all over Texas. I traveled Texas the first 3 months. That was the first tour. You see what I'm saying? I called it the Texas tour. That was the first tour I did in 2025. And then in 2026, I traveled the rest of America, or the East Coast, the East side of America, Midwest and the South. And I've been on that journey ever since. But I'm saying, like, I could have got an apartment in Texas. I think that's what my dad thought, but I knew I wanted to travel. I knew I did. If I go to Colorado and I get an apartment, then that means that I'm sitting down. That's all that means. After I finish in California, I'm gonna sit down. What else? You gonna tell me to travel? Where I'm gonna go? Where I'm gonna go see? You gonna go see? If you've been to New York, then I mean, what's Philadelphia? What's Boston? You've been to New York City. I mean, they just buildings, bro. It's just buildings and a bunch of people. You got a little different about them. It's on the east. Yeah. You just got to travel to understand. That's why I didn't go to Toronto. Toronto ain't that much different than Detroit. You ain't got to tell me it's a whole different country, but it's right there. Right across the river, right across the bridge. So I feel like I done been and seen most of everything. So I go to California. After I go to Cali, then I'm going to be like, what else is there for me to see? I'm going to sit down in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? I got to get out there, man. I got to get out west. Finish my little tour, my little journey. You know what I'm saying? And then after I finish my little journey, then, you know what I'm saying? I'll sit down. But, like, at that time, man, I wasn't trying to, that's why when I went back to Mississippi, like, shoot, I just started in my mind, like, I just buy a house. Like, I just step out from my mama's house and buy a house, but I had problems with the locals and people in the community. So it was what it was. So I guess I was like, man, I guess God ain't having me finish traveling then. So I had to finish traveling. I came up here to New York, man. I had some cases to get off some different things. I've been up here, man. I felt like I kind of did what I came up here to do. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get out of here by February, but since it's February now, the next month is March. The middle of March, most of the coal in America like this is finna be gone in less than about 30 days. That coal gonna be gone. So I'm saying if that coal gone, then we might as well go ahead and go to Colorado. It ain't cold no more. All the cold weather stuff is gone. Now we just don't want to go where it's too hot. So all the cold weather stuff gone. So we might as well hit Colorado up, and we got all the way to the end of the year to get it right. So we ain't got to worry about the weather or nothing. I got to worry about bringing y'all some great content from the Rockies. How many of y'all want to go to the Colorado Rockies and fall off in the Colorado Rockies with ghosts for 30 days? I'll bring y'all content so beautiful you didn't know God made this beautiful. I done brought y'all the content now. I'm mountains up here in the Hudson Valley, mountains, Appalachians. I done showed y'all the Appalachians. I done showed y'all the Smokies. The only thing I ain't showed y'all yet is the Rockies. And the Rockies are the biggest mountains, all of them. The most beautiful, the most wildest, the most wilderness. Guys, I've been to Colorado as many times as I've been to Miami. You got to think about, I'm from Mississippi. I've been to Colorado probably about 5, 6 times from Mississippi. Stayed in there for months, multiple times. That's how many times about I've been in Miami from Mississippi. Last time I went to Miami, though, was what? 2017. It's been a while. I usually don't go 10 years without going to Miami. You know what I'm saying? I was in Colorado in 2020. 2021. I was in Colorado in 2021. That's 4 years ago. Going on 5 years ago. I haven't been to Miami, though, for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I got to see to it that I get to the city. It's certain places. Tennessee, I've been to Tennessee every single year for the last 5 years. I mean, besides, well, when I was in Houston. Besides them 2 years in Houston and let me do it like this. In 2019, 2020, 2021, 2025 and 6, I was in Tennessee. North Carolina, the same thing. Certain places, I'm just gonna go to them. So Tennessee. Once I was from Mississippi, so I was living in Mississippi. So when I moved, then I done been to New Orleans. I can't count the time. You could say I live in New Orleans, Florida, Pensacola. You could say I lived there. I've been there so many times. So when I moved, I started moving up and just Memphis, not really Memphis, but Nashville or Chattanooga. That would be my spot. So I stopped in Tennessee. Before I do anything, Nashville used to be my city back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Just my place has changed, you know? Like, I'm going to be trying to, like, probably get back up here. Y'all hear me talk about Ithaca all the time. Because if you in New York, if I had to stay in this state, I would stay around Ithaca. That's where it's gorgeous at. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Colorado, baby, tax the rich. Y'all don't want to tax the rich? You feel me? I want to go down Cali, down Highway 1, bro. You know, I could post up in Colorado. So everything I was trying to do in other places, Colorado, you can afford to live there, and it's gorgeous. Not saying that New York, but I'm saying, like, we know that is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Colorado, it's not as crowded. It's closer to Texas, close to Cali. You know what I'm saying? Colorado just be like the fallout spot for ghosts, man. Real talk, that'd be my spot. All those mountains and waterfalls and rivers and valleys. That's me chasing my goals, my happiness, my peace. Ain't no human being involved in that. None, zero. Complete joy, complete happiness, complete peace. Out there streaming with y'all out there in them waterfalls and them mountains. Y'all know it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being out there when it's like election season, y'all. And we out there like in the middle of the Rockies. Y'all don't understand how gorgeous it is out there. You think it was gorgeous. For y'all who follow this content, and y'all think I showed y'all some pretty stuff so far, just wait. You ain't seen it yet. I've been out there now. 1,000 times. I know what's out there. I'm telling you, summertime, bro, like in Colorado, bro, it look like Florida. Cars lined up to go outdoors. It's an outdoor state. I guess you could say Tennessee, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying Colorado is where it's at. I'm saying they go everywhere on the West Coast when they want to go outdoors and stuff. That's where they going. Aspen. All over the state. So, yeah, man, you tell me I could do my live streams and my legal documents. You giving me mountains, you giving me waterfalls. That's all I need. I could have stayed in Ithaca, bro. Forever. I could have stayed there. I could stay somewhere where nature is gorgeous like that. And yeah, I do want to get married, but I used to get my happiness from humans. Not no more. I could get irritated. Somebody could irritate me and I want to slap you. But that don't mean I'm happy or unhappy off of what you're saying or doing. I'm just irritated. That makes sense to you? I used to get my happiness from humans, not no more. Comes from within. You gotta decide what you want to do with your life, and in my opinion, that makes you happy or unhappy, depending on whether or not you're able to actually achieve those goals or not achieve those goals. That's what I believe. You guys haven't liked the video, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. For any of you guys who are not a member of the channel, Titan Bro, I'm sure you're a member of the channel. Any guys who are not a member of the channel, promoting channel memberships, they start at $2.99. That's the best way that you can support the channel. Hit the button with the $ in it. Donations are much appreciated. Brian C., welcome back. I thank you for all your donations, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It is 8:45 a.m. or somewhere around that time, approximately about to be Eastern time. We've been streaming for over 2 hours, man. Titan Brew, I appreciate you rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? For the people who rock with me, who stay with me, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come in, tap in, talk about old Jeffrey and that situation. You know what I'm saying? It's just a news story. I think it was just the most relevant news story for us to talk about this morning. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of different names and accusations. I mean, the accusation of President Bush eating child's intestines and feces. They should have left that out of there. You putting that in there, that make it like you don't know what to believe. You can't even be believing that stuff. You telling me a former president of the United States, President Bush Sr., ate child intestines and feces, and he had sex with a black boy. That's what they saying. That's in the Epstein Files that just came out. So like I said, some of that stuff in that files, it'll make you not want to believe it. Because it's just hard to believe. If somebody come up and said they saw ghosts drinking the blood of a baby, you need to tell them, or anything that's outlandish. If they say they saw me streaming in Colorado, you could believe that. Hey, Ghost said he want to go to Colorado. Y'all know he been streaming outside. He been traveling. Yeah, you could believe that. But I'm saying if they come up to you and tell you Ghost drinking blood, baby's blood, or anything outlandish like that, Titan Brew, y'all, we got to check them sources, man. You can't just run with that, man. Real talk. That's some hard stuff, some heavy accusations. Anybody could do that to you. And I'm not saying that there ain't a chance that it could be true, because there's a chance that anything could be true. We can't put nothing past anybody. It's a chance, because I'm saying that's some wild stuff to make up. You can make up a story, but usually when you hear stories like that, that's that wild, that's hard to believe, because I'm saying how they going to make up a story like that? That's done happened somewhere even if George Bush didn't do it, somebody did. I believe that happened somewhere and somebody did that. How you could just imagine who sits around just talking about eating the feces of babies? What? I'm saying who could even think to make up something? Ain't nobody could even think to make up something like that. Who could make something up like that? Oh, he eating baby feces and had sex with a little black boy. Why he had to have sex with a black boy? Oh, because on this time it were black dudes on there, and they were having sex with the blonde-haired white girls making them bleed. I don't know, y'all. What y'all think, man? Epstein Files and Christian Nationalism, y'all. You guys want to donate to the channel, I appreciate it. If not, we're going to be getting out of here not before too long. You know what I'm saying? I got to go finish the rest of the 2 hours of my day. You know what I'm saying? I do it doing legal work. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I'll be chilling, man, the rest of the day. Hey, but if y'all want to donate to the channel, I appreciate it. Y'all please double tap the screen if you have not. Make sure y'all guys are subscribed and hit that notification bell. Big Ghost Rider. The Seattle Seahawks, y'all. They Super Bowl champs, baby. Congratulations out to the city of Seattle and them Seahawks, man. What y'all talking about, man? Usually all the rage is true. I believe if you find it on YouTube, it had to come from somewhere. Nah, man. If you find it on YouTube, it had to come from somewhere, of course. But because you find it on YouTube don't mean that it's true. I'm not saying that it's true because it's being reported. I'm not saying that it's true because somebody's reporting that, but I'm saying that's a crazy story for them to include with the rest of it. That's a crazy story. I'm saying if you read the entire list of Epstein Files, all the people listed, what they did, you read the whole list. You talking about 100 humans, right? Or more, right? The whole list? We ain't even got the whole list yet. So you saying out of every story that you read, and you read some stories in there, you read some stuff in there, some people like Elon, it ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, we don't know who they are. I didn't call their name this morning. They got salacious stories. I'm saying you got salacious stories in there, right? So I'm saying, like, out of everything in the Epstein Files that I've seen to hear that story, it's pretty descriptive too. And I heard it like it's wrote the same way around. So I mean, that's just some crazy stuff. I'm saying even if somebody making it up, to make something up like that. I mean, I don't know. But I'm saying, in my opinion, you put something like that in there, bro, ain't nobody who gonna believe that. Ain't some allegations, they too strong for people. Anybody with a brain, you gonna question any allegation. But I'm saying something like that, that's a little too strong for you to be throwing up and you just thinking that I'm gonna just believe that. What? He did what? Who he did what? Eating babies' intestines. I'm saying what he's saying, like, they sacrificed the baby, they cut the baby feet off. Pow! What? And then he said afterwards they sacrificed the baby, and then I guess you got a surgeon or somebody in there who cut the baby open, cut the baby's intestines out, and you sitting up there, what, y'all chopped them up with a knife and stuff? Like you chopped up after y'all got the intestines. Oh, look, George, we got the intestines. So you put the intestines on the table and you took a knife and a fork and you chopped them up into little fine pieces. You know, you got to still keep your dignity. You put some salt and pepper on the baby intestines. You was eating baby doo-doo with salt and pepper. Drinking baby blood. You put sugar in it. Bro, these people, how you doing? Listen, not saying this situation and this situation is real or this situation is true, but them people, how you doing some crazy stuff, man? You know what I'm saying? It's not beyond the realm of imagination. Listen to me now. It's not beyond the realm of imagination. Because I'm saying you ain't going to surprise me with nothing that a human did. Human behavior ain't going to surprise me. It's going to be hard to run it past ghosts. Ghosts expect or can't expect anything from anybody. So once again, I want to say shout out DJ Academics. He do a lot of music stuff. But for some reason, I was redirected to his page. I went to his page and he covered the Epstein Files, and his analysis of it from a political viewpoint is on point and accurate. The only thing I want to say about it, I guess he was covering it because Jay-Z's name on it. They said Pusha T's name on it, Eminem, y'all. It's 3 rappers y'all might not know. But the only really 2 black dudes I know on it that I know, and I said, man, listen, like the way they said Jay-Z's name on it, they never said Jay-Z said one word to Epstein. They never said that Pusha T said one word to Epstein. Elon, they did say he said something to Epstein. I'm looking for the men who were hanging with Jeffrey, who were at the parties. You know what I'm saying? They got pictures of Bill Clinton like in the hot tub with a female. And what's her name? And Jeffrey probably holding the camera. How you gonna be letting Jeffrey take pictures of you? That's my only question. What? Hey, Jeffrey. Hey. That picture you just took of me, it's gotta go to the trash. Give me the camera. I'll break that dude camera, bro. You can't take no pictures of me. Cause see, that's what's gonna matter. We see some girls sitting in your lap, and you don't know if they old enough or not. Your reputation. First of all, we like, what you doing chilling with Jeffrey? President Trump got legitimate, whether he chill with him or not. Well, we know he chill with him. But I'm saying, like, after he chill with him, he did break ties with him. You can't say he didn't break ties with him. He broke ties with him. That's facts. Some of these dudes, they ain't break no ties with him. They still trying to get up with him to the bitter end. President Trump broke ties with him. Jeffrey was mad at President Trump in the end. You could say, well, President Trump, he'd be bumping heads with everybody. Maybe that's true. But I'm saying, me knowing him a child, see, President Trump might have just been going over there to get some of that little thing. He might want some of that little yang. You know what I'm saying, President? You feel what I said? He just might want some of that yang. But then he might have got over there and seen that Jeffrey, bro, you just off to. That's kind of what the stuff in the records say. He might just thought in his mind, man, Jeffrey, you just off the chain, Jeffrey. I can't be messing with you, bro. You just out there too far, Jeffrey. And he cut him off. Bro, I come to your party, bro. Like, listen, if you going to parties, bro, who party you gonna go to, Titan Brew? You gonna go to Jeffrey's party, or you gonna go to P. Diddy's party? You see what I'm saying? Man, I have no idea what you're talking about, my man. This man said the truth first. Hey, this man named the truth hurts, bro. The truth do hurt, though. It really do. People try to form the truth to be what they want it to be. They don't want to hold the whole truth. I'm going to tell you the whole truth. You can't sit here and try to point at me and say some partial truth. Or some picture of the truth at me, but then let me point at you then one time. Let me drop something on you one time. I don't need you to go try to do nothing. I don't need nobody's help. All I do need to do is say it out loud to whoever, to the air. I'll say it to you. You don't have to have nobody know. I come tell you to your face, and I'm talking about them words I say to you, you going to think of, on your deathbed, they going to be playing in your head. Ain't no words somebody say to me. Everything they say, look, everything my haters saying about me is worthless banter. And no one cares. The people they telling, they got to pay them for them to pay attention. If they're not giving them money, bro, it's like you hearing a rumor. You just hear a rumor about some dude you don't know. How much you gonna care about that? Nobody cares. It's worthless banter. You got to get the person you talking about to care for it to matter. If that person don't care, it don't matter. How does it matter? You feel what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like, y'all, if I'm up here in New York and you trying to make a bunch of people in New York think a certain thing about me, why would that matter? And I'm telling y'all I'm finna be in Colorado. So I'm already telling y'all that I'm not finna be in New York. I'm only gonna be in New York for a certain amount of time. So I'm saying, you coming up here telling all these people this about me, I'm saying, why does it matter? I'm not even gonna be here. I didn't come here looking for no friends. I'm saying, but see, like, all that kind of stuff that you do, I don't have to do none of that with a person. All I got to do is tell them something to their face. And it's going to matter. If it mattered to you, it don't matter if I tell nobody else you did X, Y, and Z, or you are X, Y, and Z. You ain't going to care. It's the weight of the words that you saying. It's the weight of your truth. Some people think they got a truth, but their truth is like a worthless banter. It's not, it's meaningless. They got meaningless truths. You feel what I'm saying? I'm saying the truth that I have is a real truth, and it's going to cut you to your core. And when you know, when I say it, you're going to know. You might say you got a real truth about me, but it ain't nothing that's major, nothing that I care about. If it even is true, it's irrelevant. You got to make me care about it to matter. Because the people you telling, they don't care. I promise you, anybody you telling a rumor to, they just bored. It all depends on how salacious the rumor is too. But I'm saying they gonna move on. It's like the news. It's just a news cycle. They don't care. For you to keep on having to perpetrate it, it's because, you know what I'm saying, you paying them. You have to pay somebody to care about something that they don't care about. You feel what I'm saying? You can't make me care about something that I don't care about. You got to pay me. Because I'm not going to care. You see what I'm saying? To me, that is the simplest mathematics that I've ever heard in my life. Tracy, that is my opinion, but who else do it matter to besides me? If you're talking about me, everything that matters is about me. How you feel about me, obviously it doesn't matter. How your husband feel about me don't matter. How your wife, how your children, it don't matter. So if I don't care about what you think, how you think I'm going to care about some person I don't know that thinks? That I'm either talking to because I got to, or I'm not going to talk to at all. That's why I stay to myself. If I cared about what they think, I'd be talking to them. I'm saying if I don't need nothing from them. If I need gas or a burger, that's different if I'm talking to you. That's stupid. I'm talking about talking to you like I really want to hang around you or be with you for real. How many people do I? So if I'm not really trying to talk, or like, why would I don't care what they think. If I know them, I definitely don't care. You got to make me care to make it matter that they know. If I don't care, it don't matter what they know. I don't care. He not that smart. See, if I tell you something about you, you gonna care about what I gotta say. It's gonna cut you to your soul. I know that. I said something to my daddy I probably regret. Because if I say this right now, he gonna know what I'm talking about. He gonna remember. If you bring up the time, he gonna remember. I ain't never gonna forget it. I'm gonna say, so you gotta make that person care about what you're saying. If they don't care, then the only reason you telling people around them is to make them care. But if they don't care about you saying it and they know you, they're supposed to have some love for you. Why would they care about what they know or what they say? You don't think like that. That's how I think, though. You can't make me care about something that is irrelevant. I'm higher than that. You could tell me something and it might aggravate me for 30 minutes, but I'm saying you're not going to make me care. You got to make me care. I'm going to tell you because it's what you're saying. If you told me something about my character now and it was true, that would be totally different. But you ain't got nothing on my character. Not nothing like that. I got stuff on your character. That's what I'm going to tell you. That's why it's going to matter to you. If I just said you was ugly or you was musty, that might aggravate you for 30 minutes and people laugh about it. But that's like little kid banter. That ain't going to matter. But if I said you was a child molester and it was true, that's something completely different. If it was true and you got proof, that's something different. Or if I said that you was weak or you a snitch, like you call the police on people for no reason. You call the police on your own child for no reason. You feel what I'm saying? If I say that about you in a certain way and people know that that's true, now that's going to hurt you. You might not care. You might say you don't care, but if you care about what people think, you gonna care. Because that's the kind of person, if you care about your reputation, you gonna care. Because that'll kill your reputation. You a black man, you call the police on your own child. Or a black woman too, probably told them to do it. And you calling the police on your own child. Or if it's a grown person, whoever. If it's a 45-year-old, that's crazy. What you trying to tell him what to do anyway? I'm saying, let's be real, man. Let's be real. You talking about the truth? Hurry, like you on, bro. You like living in Disneyland. I just can't get in Disneyland with you. That's why you say I'm a genius. You know I'm smarter than you. Cause your mind, like, look, even the people who mind ain't in Disneyland, they scared of the people who minds in Disneyland, so they forcing that Disneyland on anybody. That's like the government trying to, look, what Candace Owens say, psyops, Sigmund Freud, psyops, psychological operations, they trying to run game on me. It's like the little 4-year-old kid, bro, who trying to pull a trick on you. Like, you can't run no game on me unless I let you. Even when I sit there and nod my head smiling like I'm agreeing with you in the back of my mind, I'm talking about you. Real talk. That's why it take a certain kind of person to hang out with me. Look, I got my own boy, Jamie. He a white boy. He locked up right now. I got my little brother Payne, bro. I had a couple of dudes that I like really kicked it with, and I got cool with some white boys and some black dudes who were cool with the ones that I really kicked it with. So I had associates, so a lot of people knew me though, but you really didn't know me like know me. You think you know me. You don't know me. I'm gonna tell you who I am. I'm gonna be real about everything else, so I'm gonna lie about anything. You ain't good, you ain't big enough for me to lie to about anything. I'm saying you might check my record with the judge. I ain't lying to the judge trying to get 20,000. What I'm a lie to you for? If I ain't lying to the judge and I'm trying to get 20,000, that's who I'm a lie to. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I don't care. I'm different. That's what I'm saying. I don't care. I used to care about what people think. But everybody does. And there's this man in Goshen. I'm going to just call him TC. He taught me a whole lot of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And TC, bro, he taught me. He said one thing about you, Darnell. That's what he called me. He said you care about what people say and people think about you too much. And him teaching that to me, he delivered me. I want to move the camera, man, because of that angle, man. Him teaching me that, man, he delivered me, bro. That man delivered me from my perils. Because I used to live my life worried about what somebody else think or how somebody else felt, man. I lived my whole life like that. I say till about 40. When I finally started learning and started seeing and understanding that what somebody else say, man, is irrelevant. What they think is irrelevant. They thoughts ain't putting no money in my pocket. Them thoughts ain't doing nothing for me. And it ain't doing nothing to me. What you think I don't care what you think about me. What does that matter? I don't even know you. You don't know me. I had to learn that. You feel me? I learned it. And so me being happy or not happy don't have nothing to do with no humans. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have no money, I'd probably be irritated. It ain't got nothing to do with no humans. Any kind of humans will make the irritation worse. But I'm saying my irritation, my happiness or nothing ain't coming from none of y'all humans. I ain't thinking about you. You ain't that big to me. Some people, they get happiness and whatever from interactions with people. My happiness don't come from interactions with people. My happiness comes from, you know what I'm saying, being out in Colorado, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Being at a waterfall, like hiking 8 miles, 9 miles into the woods, worried about getting eat up by some black bear or some wolf or something. You feel me? You feel me? And then just go out there and see something that ain't nobody ever see. That's like that's the stuff I get happy. I get joy from doing that. I get joy knowing I'm finna ride down the coast of California. Or like somebody, I almost thought I was finna go to San Diego. It's coming though. I almost thought I was finna go to San Diego, man. I was pumped. I was happy about that. Like my whole mind mentality has changed. If you told me that you bought me $1 million house, I would be happy about that. I would say it'd be initially, but it's a different kind of happiness. See what I'm saying? That's a different kind of happiness. I don't really get happiness like that off of material things or like people. But if I did get happy, a woman could make me as happy as anything else ever. She can. But she could make me as sad or be the worst nightmare. That's what I'm saying. Like me being measured and balanced, that was like a key to me. And me doing that, how I do that is like, you know what I'm saying? Keep being by myself, like due to my disability, like my behavior disorder. So I just be chilling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying not to. But I'm saying like I can get happy, like happiness or whatever from a woman. Like you can, but I don't depend on it. That's the thing. You can't say that your children, your grandchildren, or your wife don't never make you happy. Or your mama, or your daddy, or your whatever, siblings. People or your friends, people do make you happy. They can make you happy. But it's saying depending on that for happiness. Like I don't seek happiness. Some people seek happiness. That's why they mess with other people. That's why they tied up in other people. You know what I'm saying? I get ideas and thoughts and like somebody, I think Titan Brew was saying, that's what makes me like, you know what I'm saying? Like my ideas and my thoughts. Like it's not coming from a person or a human. I'm not looking at a human, and I don't feel like a human can motivate my mind to be what? Like most people that I see, they're not smarter than me. You feel that? Or if they are, I don't feel like they are in my heart. So it's like, I feel like, why I'm going to be listening to what they saying and getting what they saying, they need to listen to me. So that's why one of the reasons why I don't get, and then like, as far as like the females, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really get down. Like, I'm a Christian, bro. Like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't say I've been celibate for 8 years, even though I should be able to say that. But, you know, I've been celibate for a little bit. But I'm saying, like, I'm a Christian, though, so I'm not going to just be going out there and just be looking for no female and trying to sleep with no girl. I don't get down like that. So when I'm looking at a female, it's got to be like a situation where I feel like I can marry her. It's got to be something serious. You dig that? So because of that, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I just really be chilling. Like, I be trying to focus on the things that I want to accomplish in my life or my business and my personal life, getting stable, stability, still being able to travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, not being able to work and you having to survive, take care of yourself. The last 7 months, man, I take care of myself. Ain't nobody taking care of me. In their mind, they might think they are. I wouldn't have made the moves I did and the sacrifices to get disability if I was thinking somebody was going to take care of me. Nah, that's not what it was. I worked for that Social Security. That's my money. My retirement. I just cashed in. Every 63, 65-year-old cashing in on Social Security, they cashed in when their time came. I cashed in early. I worked the money and the time like more than a lot of people do to get what I got. So that's what that is. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody taking care. I take care of myself, man. The last, 7 months, like just doing, like living a life that I felt like I wanted to live, working on my goals, man. That's just what that is. And that's real folk business, man. Hey, that's my time, man. People be saying whatever they got to say, you know what I'm saying? You just got to let them talk, man. You just got to let them feel how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might just want to, like, whatever reason why they want to feel and do the way they want to feel and do, you just got to let them do and feel the way they want to do and feel. That's their thing, man. The older I get, the more I learn that I can't be like worried about like or controlling or like you just gotta let people be what they are. Whatever. Or however they are, they just gotta be there. But I'm saying I'm not gonna include you in my life while you being it. That's why I left you where you were. That's how I treated you and did to you, whoever you are, whatever you are. I did to you and treated you the way you were, because that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? If you a messy drama person, that's what you are. You know, if I stay around you, I'm saying I'm gonna keep telling you stuff that's gonna hurt you, bruh. And you gonna hate me. Cause see, you talking about the truth, I'm gonna tell you truth too. And the truth I tell you, you ain't gonna want to hear my truth because it's gonna be deeper than your truth. You know that. You know my mind. It's only 5-10 things you could say about me, and I could tell you about them. I could tell you, but let's say your 5-10 things. Cause see, you gonna act like you ain't got 5 or 10, but you really got 15 or 20. You don't want me to start talking. I'm gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt already. Like I done told people stuff that they ain't never forget, that they ain't love me. It's like they love me a family member. They love me this much less after I told them. Now, I got a behavior disorder now. You love me this much less after I told you that. And I see the damage that my words do. My words do a lot of damage. So you ain't trying to lip box with me, man. So I understand that. So whatever the truth is in your world, bro, live in your world. Why you gotta be in my world? I ain't trying to be in your world. Oh, you gonna put God in it? Nah, you gonna go get God. You gonna stand behind God for your actions. You gonna make God be the excuse for your actions. You gonna put that on the holy God, your actions on God, your actions. You feel me? That's why we different. You know what I'm saying? You can all the people you running around telling they don't care about what you tell you they don't care. You don't understand that they gonna laugh and smile and nod with you. They talk about you too behind your back. They don't care. You ain't getting that. Some people don't get that and they live in the world with what people think. And that matters and nothing in your life. If I was trying to get money from you, then it would matter. If I had a business where I needed money from any human, it would matter. I get my money from the government. I get my money from the lawyer or another person I sued, the city. I ain't getting no business. I got all these lawsuits. Ain't none of them coming from no customer. God giving them to me from myself to feed me. He been feeding me I made way more money not working than I did when I worked. And it coming from God. I'm saying like, I don't get it. Yeah, how you don't get it, how they don't get it. I'm just saying, I'm just being real. It's just, I don't need no human being for really almost nothing. You imagine me getting paid $40,000 off one case. I'm even more sure about, because shout out Morris Bar, you feel me? $40,000 off one case, and then say I get about 20 and 15. So say I get about $70,000. Who I need for what? The money coming from the court. I don't have no customer. I am the customer and the attorney. And then like the money I'm living off of coming from the government. So I'm saying I don't have my reputation. None of that matters. If I win or lose a case, that matters. But like that other, like it's like goofy stuff. If I went to work with these people, my opponents, they act like the objective. I know what my objective is. That's why my opponents be talking about me going to work, and I'm a disabled person, been really disabled for 10 years, and they talking about me going to work because I knew I couldn't work. That was my main number one goal. Ameliorate legal. That's the life-changing thing in my life, is me not being able to work. That's what changed. So I had to get an income. That's what changed. That's what changed. So that's the goal, is the income and to build my life. The goal, in my opinion, never, like I could have got an apartment in Texas. I didn't want to stay in Texas at that time, and I knew that. I could have got one in Mississippi. I could have got one in Tennessee. After Tennessee, I stopped trying. I didn't try in Mississippi. I didn't try in Texas. I guess that's why. So I tried in Tennessee. What she was talking about, I wasn't trying to talk about, so I just did. After Tennessee, I stopped trying. But see, that might going to change once I get out west. That's going to change. See what I'm saying? I'm going to sit down. Like, I'm going to sit down. Like, I can't sit down. It's too much money. Really can't afford it. It's true. The cost of living is high here. It's nice and it's beautiful, but it's kind of high. It's high in Cali too. That's why I knew it wasn't gonna be Cali, but Colorado. And I love Colorado. I've been there how many times, y'all? Oh yeah, I'm in Kansas. I gotta go out east. So I gotta be in Indiana in what? Like 5 days? 4 days? Before I go to Indiana, I'ma just bump west. All I gotta do is bump west, touch the border, bam, my foot down. I'm in Colorado. And then I'll go ahead and shoot across. Go to St. Louis and all them cities. I was traveling. I wasn't vlogging or doing no tours, but I didn't travel like at different times sporadically throughout my life. Started when I was in the Army. I mean, I've been to I can name you every city from where we start at in Pensacola by Mississippi Gulf Coast where I grew up at, and we used to sneak over there, borrowing my sister's car, keeping my sister's car too long. You know what I'm saying? I can name you all the cities down to Miami. I've been to all of them. I could come back up to Gold Coast, Tampa, all the way back, Fort Walton Beach, Destin, all the way back to Pensacola. Every city in Florida. Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? Orlando, Melbourne, Florida, Palm Beach. Well, I know I'm skipping a lot, like Daytona Beach. Yeah, I know I'm skipping a lot before you get down to Fort Lauderdale. You feel me? Before you get down to Dade County. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm skipping a lot. That whole coastline. Not only did I lived on the coastline of Florida when I was in the Army. Before I joined the Army, I went and stayed with my homeboy at 18 years old in Melbourne, Florida for like 30 days. So from Orlando, all that whole circle in Melbourne, that was then, but I'm saying all that time we were going to Florida. But I could tell you about Jacksonville. I know exactly. If you tell me you in Florida, I know like the situation. I know I've seen it's in my mind right now, Florida. All the Haitians and stuff. Miami is different. I know like just different places in America like that. Colorado is a place I know. North, south, east, and west. I've been to the Wyoming border. I did it almost on foot. Yeah, that's real. I'm talking about 100 miles from the Wyoming border. I did it almost on foot. You come all the way down the state, east and west. I know the state, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, it look like we got the bots up in here, man. Like, it's about that time, y'all. Look, I'm going to say this, bro. I'm a Christian, bro. I love God. I believe in God. I praise God. I worship God. That's where my happiness comes from, man. My happiness and my joy comes from me knowing that when I die, I'm going to go to heaven. Not because I'm a good person, but because I got a good Jesus. Period. That's where my happiness is. When I live my life, I might not live my life how church people live their life or how they say I should, but Jesus didn't either. I live by my life by the scriptures, not my interpretation of the scriptures, what the scriptures actually say and what the words actually mean, because I know what words mean better than most people. Now, you got to keep that in mind. The real meaning of a word. We say words all the time, but I'm saying the real meaning of the word. Some people don't even know what a pedophile is. They call a man a pedophile that have sex with young girls. Pedophile has sex specifically with children. You know, some people don't even know what a child is. A child is someone who's 12 years old or under. That's a child. Legal definition of a child. 12 years old or under, children. Pedophile, children. He having sex with a 13-year-old, he ain't a pedophile. Or a 14-year-old. It's a different name for it. You switch the names up. I know what the actual, if you in court, those words, the words you using, see, y'all ain't never did no court documents. In court, them words you using, they mean everything. And I know what the actual meaning of most of those words, really all of those words are. Words that I don't even use on the live stream trying to sound smart to y'all. I try to talk as stupid as I can. Because that way you could relate to me better. Everybody can. If I talk smart, some people could understand and relate. I listen to Candace, it's a lot of people, but a lot of people don't understand. Like, you got to talk like to where anybody could understand you. Somebody who barely could speak English, I want them to, I choose my words. When I talk to this dude, he an Arabian, he come from Egypt. He an Egyptian. And he could speak English, understand. You start talking fast, just like if they talking fast, he don't understand. He could barely understand your language. So you start talking fast, he don't understand you. So it's like I talk a certain way around, like I'm real with the words. And that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what matters to me, man. Like all that other stuff people into and people be saying, that's their world, that's their life. That's what I call him TC. That's what TC taught me, man. You can't let somebody else's struggle and somebody else's whatever be whatever in your life. I don't care if it's about you. I don't care if they keeping your net. That's their struggle. They waking up every day with that. That's a struggle for them. If you waking up if I'm waking up worried about anything to do with you at all, in my mind, that's a struggle for me. I promise you. I don't see how it ain't. I don't care how you try to make it sound, try to make it seem, try to make it everything. In my mind, that's a struggle for me. If I call my mama right now, or not even say my mama, if I call one of my homeboys in particular, and I was talking about other people, he would say, man, he would think I was unhappy. Why are you sitting there talking about them? Why are you bad-mouthing them? That's what he would say. So I'm saying, I don't see, even if you're doing it in a way where you acting like you helping me and you're not really, but I'm saying you got my name in your mouth, on your lips constantly. I don't care if you kin to me. If you constantly talking about somebody negative or positive, that you you talking about a social class. I'm saying, how you think President Trump is sitting there all the time talking about ghostwriter? You talking about Elon talking about ghostwriter? We could talk about people who know ghostwriter, but I'm saying, you think they sitting there talking about me all the time? No, bruh. That's just point blank, period. If you sitting there with this dude name, or you talking about a social class, you putting yourself on a social level lower than him. I promise you, because I'm not worried about you. Just like Michael Jordan not worried about you. I don't think about you and what you're doing in your everyday life, man. I don't care. Does that make sense? That's just the way I look at it. Well, how you gonna talk to me or do something to me or help me if you ain't doing it by the way I look at it? How else you doing it? By the way you look at it, that's you. That's what I'm saying. All this stuff is on them, bro. It ain't on me. I don't care. Just don't break the law around me because you giving me work that I need. And I'm going to sue you. I don't care if you in my family, I'm going to sue you. Just don't break the law. That's my calling, my goal, my work. Everything else, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? As far as a Christian, I just tell people what I tell them. You can't make somebody do something of God or not of God. I understand that. You can't make people do that. That's just factuals. You see what I'm saying? People gonna do and say what they want to do and say. Everybody not Christians. You can't make people who not Christians try to live by a Christian code. It just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, man, that's my time, man. As I said before, I love every last one of y'all. When I wake up every day, bro, I say to myself, man, I say it out loud. You see what I'm saying? I say it in my heart, bro. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it every day, bro. I wake up, I rejoice. And people hate on me. People come. I don't care nothing about none of that. Don't mean no difference to me. My mind is in Colorado. My mind is in California. So seeing somebody around here, like, bro, that's what matters to you. You probably wish you was in New York. You probably wish you could do what I do. I don't know what your problem is. Whatever, that's your thing. That's not mine, bro. I can't be wrapped up in what somebody else's thing is and their feelings and what they think interpreting the Bible. That's your people. I'm not in your people. I'm not in your circle. Anybody tell you that they knew me when they growing up, that's all they knew. I'm not in nobody's circle. I don't talk to them people. They don't even have my phone number. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just being real with you, bro. I'm gonna be, that's what y'all know Ghost to do. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. And just keeping it 1,000. And I'm saying, like, I'm just who I am. I don't care about what no one thinks or how someone feels. They care about how I feel. They watch their phone for me to call them. I promise you, I don't never think about you calling me. That's why you don't call me, because I don't want you to. Never think about it. I never think about you calling me ever. You worried about what I'm doing. It's always going to be like that. I don't care how much money I got or you got. So I'm glad if, like, you don't wait till I get no money now. You acting like, nah, it don't matter how much money I got. They checking on me. Drake ain't in my live stream, is he? Because I'm saying I might check on but I'm not checking on him like that. You feel me? I'm saying you got Jennifer Lopez. She ain't in my live stream. She ain't checking her. She don't care. And I'm saying you don't understand that people don't, even if the people who checking on me, that they might care if you tell them something. But I'm saying most of the people, they don't care. You telling a stranger something about me, I promise you he don't care. You know how many people come up to you and tell you something about somebody else that you don't care. They don't care. I don't care. You the only person that care. You got to pay them to care. If you paying them, they don't care. It's girls in Houston. You said something. If I go to Houston tomorrow, my name got mentioned to 15,000 people. Ain't none of them going to know me unless you say that's the one we was talking about back then. That, bro, people don't, it's big in your mind. It's not big in my mind. It's not big in their mind. It's big in your mind. My haters' mind. You gotta always think how somebody else thinking. I'm walking around here lackadaisical, not a care in the world. I don't care. If I needed something from them, like I said, if I had to go to work and I'm getting a check and I'm working around these people, if I need something from them, if I was trying to holler at a female, that would be different. You know what I'm saying? You got to fake and try to muster and make me try to highlight. But I'm saying if I needed anything, if I was in that mind frame, like, oh yeah, I'm finna give me one of them, then I might check you. If you disrespectful, I'll check you. Don't take it like that. But I'm saying I never care though. I don't. Like, I'm looking at a person like they're beneath me. I don't care if you got $30 million. It's because I have a disability and you got lucky. But you beneath me. If you can't outthink me, in my mind, you beneath me. You shouldn't have got the money. You shouldn't have more money. How you got more money than me and I'm smarter than you? That's how I think. I know it's crazy, but that's how I think. And we put you and me on a chessboard for all your money, you gonna leave there broke. You and 10 of your partners that's coming with you, y'all gonna leave there broke. That's what I'm saying. If we had to go at each other for all the marbles, you gonna lose. You know you would. So I don't respect that you got more than me when I know I'm smarter than you and you know I am too. That's why you worried about what I do. Ain't no intelligent man gonna be chasing another man down. I don't care who it is. It'll be your child. You ain't intelligent doing that. That's not intelligence. What's intelligent about running behind somebody who's not thinking about you? How's that intelligent? Like, there's no intelligence in that. Like, I could say this too, even to the point to where I could say like I don't see no happiness in that, and you running behind somebody like trying to like somebody like this. You cannot be happy. Imagine me like meeting a gorgeous girl, the kind of girl I want, and then going down to say Bali. And so I got me and this gorgeous girl down in Bali. Imagine me worried about what you doing and how you feel. You know I'm not going to even think about you. I don't care who you are. Because I don't worry about you now. And I'm in the car like 20 hours a day, however many hours a day. And I'm not worried about you now. So you know when I reach that point of where I feel satisfied in my life, I definitely ain't going to be worried about you. And you could people blame it on God, they blame it on money, they blame it on all kinds of reasons that they spend their lives worried about other people. I used to be that person. I used to spend my life worried about what somebody else think about me. That affected the way I moved. Because I was worried about what you thought about me, so I moved a certain kind of way. But after a while, bro, like this point in my life, bro, I got other things. Sorry about that, y'all. I did that. I got other things. You feel what I'm saying? I'm on a mission, man. I'm 45. I'm trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be alive for my whole life, bro. The rest, how many years, I don't know. I'm trying to do stuff in my life. I got the things that I'm worried about. You feel what I'm saying? And to be worried about some nonsense. People always on some nonsense stuff. I mean, you on some nonsense. You wake up thinking about what somebody doing that you don't even know. It don't bring you no profit in life. Imagine if you spent all your time worried about what somebody else doing that you don't know. Imagine if you spent all your time doing that. See, that has to be done by people who got money or somebody who got something in life. You see what I'm saying? Like if you got money, because if you just a regular person and you got to get up and go to work and take your kids and all that stuff, you ain't got time to be worried about what somebody doing in their life. You just don't have the time. You see what I'm saying? So if you got the time to be worried about what somebody doing in their life, that's telling you exactly what that is. That's telling you everything that is up. Y'all hold on. Bro, if you got the time to be worried about playing some stupid little 5-year-old games, bro, acting like to me, it's like you got the mentality of a child. If somebody paying you to do it, I could understand maybe. You know what I'm saying? If you broke or bored, or you just a loser, I could understand you doing it. But I'm saying a regular person, bro, anybody I see like doing some, I know what you are. You gotta be a loser. Like I'm saying, think about that, man. I just be real with people. I try to help them see themselves because they can't see themselves. You're not finna see, ain't nobody of any kind of importance gonna be around here doing like little petty stuff. What petty? Who does petty? Like, but you know what I'm saying? You can't really help people. They gonna just be what they gonna be, and you just gotta let them be what they gonna be. You feel what I'm saying? A petty person is going to be somebody with a petty mind is going to have a petty. I just can't let you drag me down with you. That's what I'm saying. I got to be focused on what I'm doing. All these people in this parking lot, they're going to be up here in Hudson Valley for the next 100 years. And they ain't going nowhere. I'm talking about dudes who got money. I bumped into a dude the other day, bro. This dude got $100,000 Cadillac. And he living up here in New York. With $100,000 and some dollar Cadillac, I bet you he got $1 million house easy. I'm talking about that's just regular middle class or high middle class in New York. And I told him I'm finna go to San Diego. I wish I was going to San Diego. I'm looking at some dude. How you wish you going to San Diego? He must have a job in New York where he can't leave. Well, that's where his unhappiness come in. Do y'all get that? In $100,000 Escalade. He probably made $300,000 a year. You look at him, he got everything. He wish, and he probably do. Him and his wife probably talk about it all the time because I was talking to him. So I seen he wasn't just, man, I wish I would, but he can't leave for some reason. I don't know the reason why he can't, but he can't leave. Oh, I wish I was going to San Diego. That's where his unhappiness at. It's something in you. I don't care how much. You're not going to sit. I could tell what you do with your actions to tell if you're a happy person. You could be laughing and be unhappy. Happy people act a certain kind of way. If you want to see happy people, I could show you happy people. You've seen them all the time. You know how a happy person look like. Ain't nobody sitting around here being petty, bro. You're not happy, dog. I'ma just tell you, you're miserable, bro. You miserable. They said President Bush, he sacrificed baby and feces. I'm saying that's the talk of some, you know, they say they Satanists. That's satanic stuff. People who do stuff like that. I'm not saying President Bush, you know, that's kind of far-fetched for him, but that's real stuff that people really do. They Satanists. They take joy in seeing other people suffer. They Satanists. You see what I'm saying? It's different levels of Satanists. It's different levels of evil. It's men who are evil. Now they'll kill and murder. They ain't gonna do it with their own hands. With their own hands, they weak. They say they don't even fight. You see what I'm saying? Because they got guns and stuff because they know he get batted down. Especially with Ghost. He an old man, I'm gonna come bat him down. You feel what I'm saying? But they gonna say they don't even fight. But it's men who they heart evil, man. It's just their heart. It's what they got going on in their heart and their head, bro. I'm saying it's like you ain't got nothing else to do with your life but to be worried about what I'm doing. If you worried about what I'm doing, bro, I'm saying it's not. I get that's what's giving me my ego. Is that you worried about it? Because I'm not worried about what you doing. So whatever thing you got going on, you ain't got no motion with whatever you doing. Whatever you got going on, you must not have no motion with whatever you doing because I'm completely unworried about it. You ain't got to get on Instagram and YouTube and advertise what you got going on because whatever it is, it must not be nothing. Because see, what I got going on, I'm not worried about so whatever I got going on, it's enough to keep me from worried about you. So whatever you doing, it's not enough to keep you from worrying about me. You ain't got nothing going on. So you can't foo-foo and shoo-shoo nothing I'm doing because you wake up worried about me. Drake ain't worried about me. If Drake met me and knew me, he might be. Maybe I got that effect on people. But I'm saying the average person who know me, I know homeboys, I could call that name. He probably ain't waking up every day with me on his mind. He might be hating on me when he get a chance. But I'm saying he not waking up every day with some kind of nonsense, bro. It's like you a grown-up. Especially if you've been trying to do something for 10 years and got sued for 27 times and you still trying. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little kid that you have to fight. You beat him up so many times, he come challenge you to fight. You don't even want to fight him. I done beat you up 18 times. You see what I'm saying? You had a 6'7" dude, 320 pounds. That's your best chance. You got this little 6 foot dude, 300 pound little fat boy. He look like he about 12 years old. I'ma just throat chop him. If he say one thing, I'ma just throat chop him and walk straight out the bathroom. His family ain't even gonna know he in there choking. I'ma be in my car and gone. Bro, look, like they be looking for something out of me, bro. I'm saying like this is a bore. These people bored losers, bro. They ain't got no motion. Your motion is watching a disabled person. That's their motion. They ain't watching it like y'all watching it for the political content or the wisdom or the legal stuff. They watching it because they ain't got no motion. They ain't got no life. Zero life. It's a sad story, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to have to die, bro. You're going to die. And really, you're going to really die without doing everything you wanted to do in life. I don't feel like that's going to happen with me. You know what I'm saying? I already told y'all, like with the females and stuff, in my mind, I felt like I done pretty much done everything you could do with a girl. I explore every part of a girl's body. You see what I'm saying? I feel like if it was traveling, I felt like it was places I didn't care if I had the money or not. I was going. Bro, I'm 44 years old, never been to New York City. Not me, not Ghost. Oh, I'm going to go to New York. Just like I'm going to go to Cali. Like, it's the stuff that I wanted to do. I don't have to be creative. I'm doing it with no money. I'm saying that's the stuff that, like, I'm not saying, well, I got to be worried about you. When I was sitting in my daddy's house, I'm thinking about these days that I knew was coming. I didn't know it was going to look like this, but I knew these days was coming. That's why I got this Beamer. I didn't get this Beamer trying to look pretty. I got a dependable car. I could have got a Camaro for cheaper. On the same lot, I could have got a Camaro for cheaper. I got this BMW. Because of the miles, because I knew what was going to come. So I'm saying, even when I was in my daddy's house in the room, I'm not thinking about no people. And I think I'm telling you how you get smart. And the people who are smarter. It's people like Elon, he not walking around thinking about people. That's how he could space it. That's how he battery Tesla, like them engineers, they're not thinking about people. He not walking around thinking about you. You feel what I'm saying? He thinking about accomplishing and goals. You see what I'm saying, bro? I just be trying to share knowledge to y'all. Like I said, I love you, man. Jesus love you, man. I'm a Christian. Jesus is the answer. He's the key to all of this. So that being said, man, I just want to say, y'all, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time, we'll be right back on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling up to the spot. Right now, I'm finna get right into this. You know what I'm saying? These legal documents. I got a case, man. I'm finna launch in a day or two. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pulling up to the spot, getting into the legal documents, man. And then I'll be taking lunch and chilling for the rest of the day. But until then, guys, 7 a.m. Eastern time, man, right here. Legal Wars Live on YouTube, guys. I'll see y'all then.